I remember Shaq breaking the glass. If I see 180 on it, then I'm doing the dash. You keep looking at me if you want the dick, then ask. I keep the fishy bitches away, I don't eat bass. Oh man, that sun feel good on me. All I really wanna do is smoke with the homies. Yeah. Yeah. That sun feel good on me.
Hey man.
Oh man, that flow, the sun show feel good on me. All I really wanna do is smoke with the homies, but I gotta get dough and smoke with the homies. Nigga, what? Ain't no player hating, we keep it solid over here. Ain't nothing shaking, baby. Baby, fuck cloud, now I'm on the 10th floor. She passed out cause she ain't used to smoking all this endo. I'm a serious crime on the beat, bitch, I'm talking get more. Said he wanted 2 units by 2 p.m., that's a big 10-4. Friday the 13th, I broke my ball. Guess me in the trees, I was smoking, no, it's too damn strong. You ever fuck Florida snow in the summer rain? Sun still shining, pussy sweeter than a candy cane. See with me, it's an endless waltz. Next gen time, make the impossible do a somersault. Like fuck Black Panther sucker, I'm Killmonger. Yeah. Feed a cranky bitch my dick to satisfy her hunger. You heavy flash like heavy lightning with no thunder. Can't ride around my city like that with no thumper. Only light I know that sun feel good on me. All I really wanna do is smoke with the homies. Yeah. Yeah. That sun feel good on me. Oh man, that Florida sun show feel good on me. All I really wanna do is smoke with the homies, but I gotta get dough, then I smoke with the homies. Nigga, what? Ain't no player hating, we keep it solid over here, ain't nothing shaking, baby. Champagne and platinum lemon cherry taste so good. Let me up while I roll up like a real freak should. Mama B almost got me, but I rolled up nice. Up the difficulty level next time and add some ice. Been a move a few places in these terrascapes, eat a few caps. Now I'm seeing other world shapes. Captain Saber, hold nigga, you forgot your cape. That's a flavor foul. You want back the tape. Smoking F1 while watching F1. Looks like Ferrari, this shit's gonna be the best one. Still pulling highway maneuvers, call me Louis Hamilton. Still smoking splits, bumping Buju and Capleton. Keeping bad juju away, I'm having fun. My nine is gonna ride with me, I got a gun. On the line to know that sun feel good on me. All I really wanna do is smoke with the homies. Yeah.
Friday. Yeah, man.
Yeah. That Florida sun show feel good on me.
Man, tap in, subscribe.
Shit. That Florida sun show feel good on me. All I really wanna do is smoke with the homies, but I gotta get dough, then I fuck with the homies. Nigga, what? Ain't no player hating, we keep it solid over here, ain't nothing shaking, baby.
Yeah, man. Yo. It's 13 people in here. Make sure the likes reflect the viewers. Episode 64 of Perspectives and Facts podcast. This is the new digs. It's a new studio / home. You know what I'm saying? We had to pivot, get a new spot. You know, me and J Dub talked about it last month, and I was like, hey man, don't worry about it. We're gonna cop something. It's gonna be a nice space for both of us. We're gonna be able to sit up here in here, do some work instead of maybe doing 3-4 hours of work every like twice a week. We're gonna be doing at least like 5-6 hours of work, maybe 3, 4, 5 times a week. This is really going to be one of the springboards that's going to take this podcast and this platform and this production team in the right direction. And it's really going to be instrumental to how we pop off. Like I said, we took a little break. We came back Friday, gave you guys a great episode with Killa. Salute to the Gift and the Curse podcast. That was a great episode. It was fire. We potted for almost like 2 hours, 30 minutes, almost 3 hours. Mm-hmm. Great episode. So if she wants to tap in, she can tap in. If the Killa Gang is in here, salute to the Killa Gang. Jamel's in here, salute to the Killa Gang. Y'all up in here early before I even, you know what I'm saying? I want to let y'all know this is a Florida State. You know what I'm saying? We're not Gator fans. We're not Seminole fans. I mean, we're not Gator fans. We're not Hurricane fans. We're Seminole fans. This is a Peter Ward jersey. You know what I'm saying? A throwback to the 1999 season. And it wouldn't be me if I wouldn't hit niggas with the sneakers to go with the Peter Ward. You know what I'm saying?
7, 6 or 7.
These are the 2014 Cigar 6s.
Okay, I'm off.
To commemorate Michael Jordan's first championship. These came out with another green shoe called the Champagnes. Those are Champagnes, these cigars. And it's only right because, you know what I'm saying, we be rolling up. You know what I'm saying? So it's only right. Cigars. You know what I'm saying? The garnet and gold.
Oh, that is fly though.
Yeah, it's
I have not seen those, but those go perfect with the jersey.
Listen, we on fly nigga time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna bust out the J's that came out last week too many times like I did with the 3s. I'm gonna bust out J's niggas can't get no more. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're not repping the UNF Ospreys, Black McBain. We're not doing that. Yo, Pardon in the building. Hey, Pardon. What I say last week about behind your favorite local black creator is a dirty white hand. It's a dirty white hand behind a lot of your favorite local black creatives. I said it last week, and we see what took place today locally. If you're in the city, you know. I ain't gonna say too much, so I ain't trying to put no shine in a nigga pocket. But I must say, next time, just listen to the niggas in the city who knows what's going on and can kind of tell you the politics. Don't just run with the clout and think niggas got your back, because niggas ain't blow up in Jacksonville for a reason. Niggas either just pick your side and stay on that side. Being too friendly, too mixy, niggas gonna box you out the paint. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I know she laughed out loud. We all laughed out loud. We heard niggas was closing shop. Fuck. Niggas thought it was about to blow up in the city. Y'all got me fucked up. Listen, you trying to blow up in the city, you need to do what I'm doing. Talk to niggas that ain't here. Okay? They're going to support you way more than niggas here. Like I said, salute to New York. New York is my number one audience. They crush the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Every time they roast me right now. Before we get on these topics, I want to let you know, I went on Twitter today and I salute the Mad Slander. I told him Lollipop would smoke Miniman in a versus or in any type of battle. And this nigga said I be eating possum sliders or grilled possum something, and Twitter is kicking my back in. So if you're on Twitter, if you want to go on Twitter, go to Florida Boy J. And if you see anybody crowding around one comment where there's a dead body there, which is mine, just make sure you kick it and spit on it while you walk past.
Was that a real response from you?
No, I was trolling, but I knew it was gonna get people going.
But you said it's no Lil Wayne song that can stand up against.
I didn't say there were no Lil Wayne songs. I said once 50 plays a Mini Men, there's very few songs in Wayne's catalog that he can pull. It's still a handful of songs, but it's very few songs Wayne can pull from a similar pocket that can stand up to Mini Men, let alone win against Mini Men. Because even if it's a song that goes as hard as Mini Men, it's not as iconic as Mini Men. And I think that's sometimes what wins in the verses. That I may be able to match styles, but the impact of the song that I'm matching the style to may still be able to usurp a better song. Does that make sense?
It made total sense. Just to me, Lil Wayne is just the overall better musician than 50 Cent probably would ever be able to dream of. So them in the verses don't even make sense. 50 Cent don't even got a catalog to even match Lil Wayne. He got a good album, but you talking about the features Lil Wayne done did for Drake and Nicki and Kanye. 50 Cent don't even got nothing with Kanye.
The main reason why niggas love to say Mini Men is because Mini Men is the only song niggas know that Wayne might lose. It's like a guaranteed loss for Wayne. Like, that's the only song. Cause okay, you play In the Club. Wayne got a lot of songs for In the Club. You play 21 Questions. Wayne got songs for 21 Questions. Like, if you play a versus against Wayne, yeah, and the first thing they say, okay, Get Rich or Die Trying. Get Rich or Die Trying ain't gonna get you. Like, you're not battling Ja Rule. You're not battling Jadakiss. You're battling somebody who
got a worldwide catalog.
Like, who has eras. Like 50,
and who's still active. That shit he dropped with DMX is cold.
You got mixed. You got How to Rob 50. You got 50 Cent is the Future / Mixtape 50, and then you got Get Rich or Die Trying era 15 and 50. Those are three. But listen, those are 3 eras of 50. But unless you really know them 50 Cent is the Future records and a lot of them records I grew up on before Wankster drop, it ain't gonna hit you outside of New York. Versus
none of that stuff hit right now.
Versus, okay, if we do Mixtape Wayne versus Mixtape 50, right? Mixtape Wayne is winning. There's nobody in a mixtape battle that can see Lil Wayne at all. There's nobody. You could probably say Gucci, a Future, a Jeezy, you know what I'm saying? A Fab with the Soul Tape series. You can say a few people, but it's not a lot. It's not a lot. Like, Mixtape Wayne is in a Hall of Fame by itself. You know what I'm saying?
Wayne Manny Fresh days will blow out anything 50 Cent got, bro. Just his Manny Fresh. When Manny Fresh was the only one doing Wayne production, he'll blow him out. We don't even talk about the Young Money days. You know what I mean? Young Money days, Lil Wayne will blow him out. Dedication, but that's not even a conversation. But I was finna say something
what about what about the Squad Up mixtapes? What about the Drought?
Lil Wayne never did. I'm finna say something right now. I want you to think about this.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a lighter.
Oh yeah, I got you right here.
No, I got it. You going?
Yeah, without 50 Cent, without Dre, without Eminem, I think 50 Cent would have been a one-hit wonder, bro.
With what? What would have been his one hit?
I mean, a one-run wonder. He would have had that little run where he was beefing with John. I think that would have been it because
he didn't have
the
a run.
Massacre was cool. It was cool. 50 Cent be riding the relevant hype wave, bro.
You know why 50 Cent still hates the game? Because 50 Cent clearly realized after the documentary dropped and after Massacre's underwhelming critical acclaim that he literally gave his second album away. Like 50 Cent, can I keep it a buck? The reason why 50's so hard on out of like Young Buck and not Yayo but Buck and Lloyd Banks, he don't fuck with them niggas because 50 looks at it like this. If 50 would have did probably what Dre and M told him to do, which was drop Get Rich or Die Trying, then we're gonna feed you some new beats. Instead of doing that G-Unit collab, shit, that should be another album. Instead of giving some songs away for the documentary, that should be another album. And instead of dropping The Massacre, which is a couple hot tracks and mostly throwaways, you could have had at least a 3-album run in 3 to 4 years that would have solidified you in the game. That G-Unit mixtape so outsold the Black Album when it came out. But you can't tell me that G-Unit mixtape is anywhere close to the Black Album today. Beg for Mercy? Beg for Mercy, yes.
That's the album. Hey, you right about that. And I misspoke when I said 50 Cent would have been a one-hit wonder.
You just meant a one-run wonder.
One run. But if he would have consolidated those songs, like you say, Hate It or Love It, and This Is How We Do, and kept a couple of tracks off that Massacre.
Dream.
Oh, that shit would have ran. You Love Me, She Love Me Not. In My Hood. All that shit could have stayed on there.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a little 50, man, but yeah, still Lil Wayne. I just feel like a overall better artist. But you know,
that K song, not K's that joke. I wanna be a lover.
Oh yeah,
I really wanna say
that joke,
baby. Joke, my bad. That was a Marvin Gaye flip. But songs like that would have kept 50 hot, and 50 was hot literally till about 2010, 11. But that would have kept 50's run. Like 50 would have never been touched.
But he thought though G-Unit nigga was gonna be like his retirement plan. He thought one of them niggas was gonna take off like Wayne or something, and he was gonna be able to cash out like Baby and build on top of that. But when he saw like none of them niggas really, I bet of course now when you look at it now, hindsight of 2020, like it wasn't really worth him investing into none of those niggas.
This nigga said that's dumb because he wrote for the game. Ricardo, you're missing our point. We're saying if he would have kept those songs for himself and instead of giving the game a arguable classic first album, and instead of doing a Beg for Mercy, he could have kept all those records for his second album, which was Massacre, and Massacre would have been bigger than Get Rich or Die Trying. And then you could have put out a third album, which could have been as lukewarm as Massacre, but if you would have dropped 2 undeniable first hit albums, you would have been solidified and unquestioned. Because from the Games singles and that Beg for Mercy singles, that could have stretched 50 Cent another 2-3 years. 17-track album. Now, if you go back and go to the 50 Cent, go to Curtis Jackson's song credits on the documentary, if they have them there, go to those song credits and go to the best songs from Beg for Mercy, right? You go to both of those, and you're going to find the 50 Cent gems. Now you find those songs and compare them with the best songs and put them with the best songs on Massacre, and you have the perfect follow-up to Get Rich or Die Trying. Yes or no?
No. No, you're 100% right. I misspoke. I did say something dumb about 50 Cent because because I really wasn't thinking about really in deep thought about the totality of his music career. We know his overall career has been amazing, but you know, man, that's a hard one. But I still think in the verses, Lil Wayne got them.
I think Lil Wayne got it, but I don't think Wayne got a song to beat Many Men.
Bro, I did. What about Man? I Miss My Dogs.
Many Men. Wish death upon me.
Hustler
blood
music.
in my eyes, dog, and I can't see.
Hustlers music.
I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be.
What I'm trying to do.
But niggas trying to take my life away.
I gotta pull out Wayne Files,
fuck
bro.
with, baby, I'm not doing what I gotta do with me and you, but not and wet and we eating. So bitch, why the fuck is you tripping? I'm taking these chances. My head to the sky, my feet on the ground, finger on the trigger if the money don't move. And I won't budge.
That shit had a
no,
move.
I won't. But hey, that's fire. But dog, hey, blood in my eyes, dog, and I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be. Niggas trying to take my life away. I put a hole in a nigga for fucking with me. What?
A milli, bro.
Back against the wall and you gon' see. Nigga, this is a true story.
I understand that, but a milli couldn't fuck with that?
No. A milli's gonna win if you play it right time. Most GOATs have a song in their catalog that when they play it, you're not winning. March Madness, we'll go to Wayne. You play a milli most of the time, or Wayne got a track, but I'm telling you, Many Men is not a lot of rappers that's going to beat Many Men, bro.
She will?
No.
How to Love?
No, Many Men. Many Men. I play Many Men. What are you playing?
How to Love.
Stop it. Stop trolling. Listen, I got the troll off. I did enough trolling for the both of us saying Lollipop would beat Many Men on Twitter. I'm taking a beating right now. When I open my phone, I'm pretty sure my mentions are in shambles right now. And I added the show, so I had to sacrifice my whole hip-hop card to get viewers. And here you go, talking about how I'm going to give you 5 more. I'm going to give you a little longer. Look through Wayne's catalog and give me the hardest Wayne song. And people in the chat, give me the best Wayne song that you think could beat Many Men. Because I don't think Wayne got anything in his catalog to beat Many Men.
Yeah, I named one. I think Hustler music is the only thing that'll be on that type of level with Lil Wayne.
Yo, I will beat Hustler music with 21 Questions. Yes. 21 Questions is harder than Hustle music. Because 21 Questions is like, that's a timeless record. That's something that's something you're gonna ask your girl. That's something you always ask her that you fuck with. No matter if you up, you down. 21 Questions is gonna be a song that's gonna be played long before we're gone, where our corpse are turned into dust. Niggas gonna be playing 21 Questions. That beat, the way it come on, Nate Dogg, come on, man. That is a time capsule. What's up?
We're still on one album. What's going on, Killer?
Killer in the building. But what I'm saying is, it don't matter if it's one album, right? Because Get Rich or Die Trying and Thug Motivation 1-on-1 is like the same. They can beat most artists with their first album. That's what a Get Rich or Die Trying is. That's what an Illmatic is.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what's so good about Wayne.
Right.
Lil Wayne gonna beat he.
But how good are you if I can get 2 dubs with one album and I still got more bangers on this album that are probably guaranteed wins?
That's suggestive, bro. I'm fucking with Hustler music over Many Men. Well, no, I ain't gonna say that. It's just hard. That's just one song that was like 50 Cent, like a moment. That whole album was a moment, so it's just harder.
Can I be honest? Hustler's Ambition is better than Hustler music. I'll say that. Know what I think, J-Dub? I think if I took 50 Cent's catalog, you took Wayne catalog, I think I could still beat you in verse.
And we should do that on the next verses, man. I think I could line up to Wayne.
And speaking of that, we're gonna continue to do the verse battle. Make sure the likes reflect the viewers. We got 30 people in here. Salute. Go ahead, hey, get y'all some fruit, get y'all some water, get you something to drink. You know what I'm saying? We on the Tiny Bottle of Migos. Is what's it like? Monday? Is it Monday night?
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday night.
La.
It's Tuesday night. You know what I'm saying? Get something to drink, you know. Dog, stop sleeping on funeral. Nah, Funeral was fired. Wayne, honestly, no. Wayne's last couple of projects, bro, he's really rapping, and his features. Wayne's still the best rapper alive. Like,
and I'm gonna just tell you like this too. When you talk about Lil Wayne was better in music because he made other people better in music. This nigga made Baby listenable. This nigga brought Drake to the game. This nigga brought Nicki to the game. This nigga
Currency.
brought Tiger. Currency.
He didn't bring Currency to the game, but he kept Currency around till he popped.
And Tiger.
Tiger, gotta give Tiger's props.
Everybody that Wayne brought to the game can still right now get money off music. It's nobody that 50 Cent really brought. They can all get money, of course, because they're just household names. But ain't none of them niggas still relevant in music. Everybody that we just mentioned is still relevant. Currency still on the road getting a crazy bag.
And you know what's crazy about it? If you look at it, Lil Wayne, before he lost his steam, right? Say 2010, 11, when Lil Wayne era was officially ending, right? Lil Wayne gave you the greatest male rapper of our generation, the greatest female rapper of our generation, and the greatest underground rapper of our generation. And was like this. Y'all got it. I'll still be Wayne, but y'all are going to be the face of the game for the next 10 to 15 years. And Currency is the #1 underground rapper in hip-hop. Nicki is the #1 female rapper in hip-hop. Drake is the #1 male artist in the world outside of Bad Bunny. So Wayne, and even if we're talking about versus hit for hit records, that's different from what they brought to the game as individuals, but what Lil Wayne has brought to the game alone, there's nobody else that can match up to the people that he's co-signed. And you say, well, what about Hov? Hov got Ye, he got Rihanna. No, Dame Dash brought Ye. Mm-hmm. So I can't give him that. Dame Dash brought Dipset. Rihanna, to me, that was more of an L.A. Reid thing. And Jay-Z just so happened to be president of Def Jam. Because it was Rihanna and Tierra Marie and a few other artists that were just like in the bunch. You know what I'm saying? And Rihanna just happened to pop off.
Yeah, salute the Spitter, man. So Spitter got a new album with Jermaine Dupri. Listen with caution.
Yeah, he's all right. It's not my favorite project. My favorite project is like when Currency. I need Currency to get in the bag Freddie Gibbs got in. But at the same time, Freddie Gibbs wanted to get mainstream. But when Freddie Gibbs did the project with Madlib and did the project with The Alchemist, and Currency just did with the Continuance. But to me, that was like number 3. I'll put Covert Coupe and fucking I think it was Driving Theater or one of them. Oh no, I don't even want to talk Carlson Heights. I'll put that second. But this, Currency, I like seeing when he gets with the producers that like Larry June, he's dealing with The Alchemist. When they get in like that bag, that samples, just they got a pocket that I don't like to see them get too mainstreamy with the beats.
I just don't want to hear Jermaine Dupri rap. That's not me. I thought
was it like Birdman level raps?
Ooh, no, he was trying. Birdman just be flowing.
Yeah, how many tracks have Birdman fucked up?
Birdman ain't never fucked up a track. Y'all better stop sleeping on the Baby, bro.
You serious?
Bro, Baby got a catalog. Bro, Baby have a catalog.
Give me a Baby bar right now.
Ooh, Tangling, Twisting. When Stunner Man coming underneath. Yeah. Gator Boo with a built out Gucci suit. Big timers, bro. You serious, bro? Big timers, bro.
That's exactly why.
What happened to that boy? What happened to that boy? What happened to that boy? He was talking and we put a cap in that boy.
Jake, that's exactly why Matt Slander said I be eating grilled alligator possum.
Bro, Baby had a run, bro.
That's
Baby
exactly why niggas think I'm out. That's exactly why you got niggas down here thinking me and you eating grilled possum behind the scenes. Because you saying Baby got bars and then mumbling your way to the chorus.
I ain't say Baby got bars. You say name a song Baby fucked up. I said I ain't never heard Baby fuck up no song. And that's real, bro. I never heard Baby
fucks up so many songs.
I never heard it, Baby. I like Baby. I like Baby more than Lil Wayne.
Okay, stop. Listen. You know what I listened to the other day? Da Vinci by Young Thug.
Oh, Baby ripped that shit, though.
Now, he did the intro. He cooked the intro.
Yeah.
He cooked that intro. I gotta give him props. He cooked that intro. But that song in itself, to me, if somebody was like, Young Thug ain't whatever. That's my favorite. That's like Young Thug's best song to me, Da Vinci, because it's like he harmonized and then started rapping and then harmonized again back in 2014. Like honestly, it's like the biggest Young Thug hater couldn't deny it. Like that nigga is a lyricist. Da Vinci, my clothes and my toes and my hoes. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, that shit go hard.
I want to go left, right.
Yeah, go ahead.
But
we gotta
get to the topic. But, Baby ain't never fucking no song, bro. Baby got some classics, bro. Big Timer got classics. I ain't got time.
Nigga said Big Timers got classics.
Big Timer don't have classics, bro.
Big Timers got cool songs, but niggas is not in the club playing a Big Timer set. Like, you talking crazy. That's that Casamigos again, dog.
Let me look at the Birdman real quick. I'm gonna throw some tracks at you.
Yo, Birdman. If you believe Birdman, what's the argument right now?
Pop bottles,
bro. If you believe Birdman, are we saying he got bars, can rap? What are we saying? No. If Birdman has ruined good songs, throw that dove in the chat. If he hasn't ruined good songs and I'm Cap, throw a cap in the chat right now. If Birdman has ruined hip hop tracks, I need a dub. If I'm talking Cap, put a cap. If Birdman has contributed, when Birdman came on, spitting his verse, it was like, oh yeah, he talking that shit. Oh yeah, Birdman is in his bag. Oh yeah, speed up. Nah, fast forward to the Birdman verse.
Mm-hmm.
Throw the cap in the chat.
Get your roll on, number one stunner, stay fly. Oh yeah. Ooh, you remember that? Oh yeah. I got a star in the bin. Oh yeah. That was that shit back then, bro. I ain't gonna try to hold you, bro.
I think you like Manny Fresh parts more than Birdman.
I like all.
Keep it a buck. Manny Fresh is really the real one floating on the hose on the songs, bro.
I mean, the beats was just that slow.
That oh yeah was that.
That oh yeah, bro. Come on, man. Don't Birdman. Like I said, trash. Stop it.
Elevate. Hey, listen, man. That shit. Neck of the woods is hard.
Ooh, let me bring it to my neck of the woods in my hood.
But see, y'all get hyped because y'all
what I'm living like a man.
But see, y'all get hyped because y'all keep thinking about Wayne's verse. Like y'all think about these songs. Y'all think about everybody. Song. No, y'all think about the song, and y'all think about how catchy the chorus was and how everybody else's verse was. Every song with a name, you cannot tell me 3 things Birdman said on that motherfucker.
Black Bang said nobody ever said they fast forward the Birdman part. Bro. They said 100 million was fire.
Bro, 100 million was fire because everybody was on it. That's what I keep telling y'all. Birdman cloaks himself on posse tracks.
Yeah, but he was
that are guaranteed bangers. Yeah. And then niggas act like Birdman was giving you bars. Birdman wouldn't give you shit but delusion and grand gestures. We shine there in summer, 10 summers.
Yeah.
Birdman does better when he just talking shit. Like Birdman need to be stay in that J Prince Diddy bag where you just talking shit in the beginning and the interlude track.
How about the verse between Birdman and Dr. Seuss cat in the head? We'll murder that nigga all day.
Yo, John Blaze. Salute to John Blaze. John Blaze speaking the truth. Yo.
But Wayne right Birdman versus.
Nah, hold on. John Blaze called into the Star Report, I think last week or 2 weeks ago. Man, this nigga was cooking. I don't know if he was cooking hoes or black people. He was cooking crazy.
What they were talking about?
And I just got off the line. I forgot, but I very rarely text Star about like other niggas on the line cooking after I get off the show. But John Blaze was fucking cooking fire, dog. Like, and he was just going off, bro. So salute John Blaze. I forgot what the hell you was talking about in episodes a couple weeks ago, but that nigga was going crazy.
Let's get to the top line.
Yeah, man. So, hey, man, we boy Kevin Gates.
We start talking about stuff we didn't talk about. They talk about NBA YoungBoy Pop. What they got to do with anything?
Yeah.
But for salute, man, make sure you liking, sharing, cash app in, man, do your thing, man. Let you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. And one thing we also have to discuss right now is the freakiest nigga in the game, Kevin Gates.
Oh, no, honey.
Out here having Optimus Primes, alleging relations, with
transgender female. I mean, you can be respectful.
Transgender females are, claiming that they have
lady
had
boys
relations with your boy, Kevin Gates.
The
And we're going to
man's
go
in
ahead
that.
and play the audio of the situation. Let's go
Well,
ahead
no,
and
you had the transgender. She was talking to some white people.
Yeah, obviously.
And she tried to say she had a little rendezvous with Kevin Hart. Not Kevin Hart. Jesus.
Now you throwing Kevin Hart's name into it?
Kevin Gates.
Kevin Gates, yeah. Come on, man.
I didn't mean to. I don't know. I'm putting this video from somewhere else. I didn't put that training part in the bottom. Sorry about that. If that's offending anybody. But that's not part of Live and On Point Network or Perspectives and Facts.
Hey, y'all chill out.
Probably find a new video.
Hey, y'all chill out. No, we can play that.
All right.
But y'all chill in the comments. We're not calling these people any types of names. This is a safe space for all people. You know what I'm saying? So,
Y'all don't think somebody, I don't want nobody to think I slipped something in. Here we go.
He was playing his new album. He was on Instagram Live, and in my brain, I'm like, dude, he shows me on Live, and I'm like, I just know one of like the fans from Iowa, like where I'm from.
That is a dude.
Yeah, like that's a fucking male. He asked, like, do you want to come home with me? He's kind of just like, get in my car.
And they just, I mean, that's how they always are.
You don't ask. You go.
Yeah, you just go. I was like, I'm squirting. He's like, no, you're not. Really, I'm not kidding. Like, spread eagle. I think he was like eating me out or something, and then in my brain, he like stopped, and I'm like, oh, he knows my clit looks different. Like, fuck. Like, I was like, fuck. What's happening? And he was like, yeah, no, he's not out of breath that quick. Let me get this man an oxygen tank. But he was like, can I ask you something? And I go, yeah. And he was like, are you trans? And I go, I was laying there, and I go, you caught me. And he literally was like, baby, I don't give a fuck. God raised all of us equal, all this stuff. And I was like, that makes you so much more attractive, and that makes you so much more, like, honestly, manly and hot, that you, like, that you know that I had to work harder and pay more than all these other fucking crusty ducks.
That's your boy.
Personally, I'm going to call Cap.
I'm calling Cap, too.
Because I don't feel like these celebrities... Honestly, I feel like this, right? I feel like these celebrities, especially these celebrity men, I do believe that they do sleep with trannies. But I believe transsexuals, I do believe that they have NDAs and they reach out via third parties to where it's untraceable. Unless they're moving like sloppy, like Tiger allegedly, and they were trying to put them cases on him. Well, I think at this point, the men who participate in that lifestyle, who are rich and have high notoriety and influence, I feel like go through third parties and NDAs when they have relations with, these types of people, the transsexuals. I believe that they protect themselves to the point where they wouldn't run out and get clout off of saying these types of things.
Yeah, I don't believe that just because, the story didn't sound believable to me. That's why I don't believe it. But
and hold on.
I don't put it past Kevin Gates.
And what Dawg said, why aren't they disclosing off rip? It's past that. I think these niggas find the ones they want. Like, niggas know that that's what it is. And niggas is like, no, that's what I want. It's not about disclosing. Like, niggas be knowing, bro. Like, niggas be seeing, like, pronouns in the DMs and, on people's bios. You see what I'm saying?
But she's saying she not one of those ones with a tool still. She one of the ones that had a pussy still. Yeah, I mean, they got the full thing done. So he did probably, like, if she don't tell you, you ain't gonna know.
Yeah, but that is...
I wouldn't hold that against a nigga. Now, if you see a tool and you keep proceeding, that's different. But if you thought you was straight on vagina and it end up and somebody tell you and you been tricked, I would say get rebaptized.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. There's more to tell what certain things are than just that. Like, honestly, I'm keeping it a buck. And the reason why I say this is because you gotta really be going out there to go across these women. And the reason why I say that is because the most common male, the way these women are looking and stuff, Like they're putting themselves in the same categories as the IG women. So they're gonna talk to the same IG niggas. So you don't have access. See, we keep looking at it from like our perspective, from what we're watching in our instant reaction, instead of the realities that these transitional women live in, which are the way they dress, the way they look, how much money they spend on themselves. They're going to recoup the money spent on niggas who have money and influence, right? So they're going to put themselves in the same category as the IG women, right? Okay, so once they do that, then they're going to be around people who want to be around them. Like, you're not going to run down on that at Walmart or Big Lots. And even if you do, like, women, context clues. If you
you're not going to run up on one that's that well polished at no regular Walmart.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you go, like, you found her because that you already knew that was what it was before you went there. On top of the fact, I'm not saying every girl gives you their real name, but most girls give you some type of name that your mama gave you. Like, if you, like, I understand stripper names and AKAs, I know that. But most girls give you, like, their real government name at some point. If her name is Trixie or some type of, like, you know, like a porn name or some type of, you know, a fictitious sexy name. Like, that, to me, that might be a context clue. Like, you're not running across this, like I said, at the club. Like, you know that's probably going to be a guy. Like, what are you talking? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you have context clues as a man. Like, not even as a man, as a human being, you have enough common sense to know when something is a little off, and either you're going to address it once you notice it, or you're going to play dumb the whole time and see where it leads you. Like, people need to take accountability and culpability when they're intentional about who they go after. You see what I'm saying? So with this situation, even if the ones who have had the surgery, you know, you look at the shoulders, you look at the cheek, the jaw, you like, oh, they have surgery after surgery. You look at all that, but what I'm saying is those type of women are going to be standing. They might be standing next to the Ruby Roses or all the bad women we be seeing on the gram. You know what I'm saying? But if you went towards that and didn't grab one of the natural born women in the VIP, and none of them told you, none of the homies told you, people knew, is that the case? Or is the case, oh, let me talk to your girl, oh, she's transgender, oh, I don't care, let me holler at her. What's the dynamics of the realities of these types of social situations that line these types of transitional women up with the quote-unquote heterosexual man? You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, how are you finding her? Did you find her online? If you found her online, she probably had some type of something in her bio to tell you what she was. If you met her in person, did you meet her at the Walmart? Chances are not. Did you meet her in a circle, a social circle? If you did, somebody in that circle knows that's not a natural born woman. Did they tell you before you pursued? You see what I'm trying to say? In this day and age, it's not 1997.
You say you gotta be around what you want, basically.
Thank you. But with social media and everything we got going on, bro, it's very hard to approach a chick, find her social media, she popping, she clouded up or whatever, she around the Kevin Gates or some of these rappers, and you don't know she's. You see what I'm trying to say?
But you never know. She might be looking that much like a woman that you on that.
But okay, even if she is, and you in a social circle, bro, did she come to the party by herself? Where are her homegirls? You see what I'm trying to say?
You don't need to be around yes man. But like I said,
but where are her homegirls? Okay, if she's there, is she around a whole bunch of transitional women? If you are, then it's gonna sound like a sore thumb. What I'm trying to do in this conversation is let's try to shoot these niggas as much bail as possible, right? But by doing that, we gotta break down the situation. What are you doing? The chicks around it, if there's a whole bunch of natural born women and this is not the one, like, somebody has to tell you, or you're gonna get a look. Context clues are gonna tell you what this is before you even get to the bedroom. You see what I'm trying to tell you?
And why Kevin Gates, even if that is true, why would Kevin Gates take a woman home and just straight start eating her out? Some random white woman. That's nasty.
But Kevin Gates just said some wild stuff though.
Yeah, I know that. But listen, man, I don't believe the Kevin Gates thing. I really need more proof more than the story. I hate how she slipped that in the end about how I felt so much comfortable. Like he was so much cool. He was cool with it. It's almost like some sick marketing.
Fact. Hey, and King Cook. Hey, man, this is the Peter Ward 1999 undefeated season when we won the second national championship against Virginia Tech and Michael Vick in the Sugar Bowl, Nokia Sugar Bowl 2000. Fire. One of the best Florida State teams. We had old-ass Chris Rinke, throwing the ball, Travis Minor, Tommy Polly on the other end, But, Peter Ward was a start team, one of the rawest college wide receivers, I have to represent. He went to the Bengals and the pros, didn't do shit because he was with a sorry-ass franchise. But he was still that nigga. You gotta respect Peter Ward, man. Real nigga. So, man, what is the next topic, man? You wanna was it the academics?
We go to you want to go to academics?
Yeah, I kind of want to go to the academics because we're still talking about hip hop a little bit, and academics called out Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar for not supporting and using black hip hop outlets, just black outlets in general. And before we play the audio, just want to tell everybody, hey, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit this podcast, and like I said, you just new digs. Hope you guys like it. It's dope. It's fly. We're gonna be in here all the time now. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be lit. This is the home studio, man. It's a nice vibe. I just appreciate you guys sticking it out, and we're gonna go ahead and play the academics audio.
Let me play that AK audio.
Salute the Big Act, man. And let these niggas know what time it is, man.
And somebody make sure that super chat working. Make sure it's broke.
Yeah. Drop link in the live, so if y'all want to call in and discuss
it wasn't with any outlet that I knew of. But I guess he did an interview with what is this? Oh, that's Bob Myers.
Believe it. You know what I mean? Like.
Hey, let me just say this, man. Ain't nobody gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. J. Cole and the rest of y'all big rappers, no wonder y'all get shitted on by hip hop outlets, man. Y'all get so big in the game, y'all don't fuck. And by the way, I'm good off a J. Cole interview. I'm good off all most of these big rappers. They use the culture and they use all these blogs. Not saying you need to I don't care if they do an interview with me, but I know a lot of journalists in the game, and they won't speak up because a lot of them, they really still hope to get an interview. I say fuck these niggas. Big Act made it on his own. Fuck these niggas in an interview. I just look at niggas like J. Cole. When I see you doing some shit on ESPN, but you won't do an interview with a nigga in the culture, you won't hop on $1 million worth of game, you won't hop on motherfucking Drink Champs, you won't be with Joe Button or somebody like that. I look at it as some weird shit, okay? You're doing an interview with ESPN when you don't do nothing within the culture. I kind of look down on you for that. That's kind of weird. You get what I mean? I give it to Nikki sometimes because she still kind of does interact, and she'll pop on she does her own version, which is Queen Radio, and she interacts with a lot of people within the culture. But a lot of y'all, man, y'all are all about the cultural type of places till y'all get too big. Then y'all don't want to do nothing with hip hop culture no more. Again, I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking for the peers who are too pussy to say nothing to y'all. And J. Cole's name came up a lot. You know what I mean? They always said, when J. Cole was coming up, he would give everybody the interviews. He would be like, he would love to be like, yo, what up? Nowadays, the only way you can catch this motherfucker doing the interviews on ESPN. ESPN, Good Morning America, bro, come the fuck on, man. You gotta look down. I look down on artists that do that, and this is why I be looking at these outlets when they dick sucking these niggas. Why? These niggas don't be caring about y'all. The most they'll do is when you dick suck them when they drop a new album, they'll DM you oh, good looks on that review. They won't come to your platform. They're not helping you no more. You help them get to another level, and when they get to that level, they don't give a fuck about you. So, you know what I mean? Again, I look down on people like that. I don't even like J. Cole music like that, so I couldn't give a fuck if he ever do an interview with me. But I'm speaking for all of the little journalists in the game who'd be like, oh my God, we can't wait to get one of the interviews with J. Cole going on. That nigga not doing no interview with y'all. You know why? Most of these niggas don't even want to be asked real questions. That's the main thing. Most of these guys, once you get to a certain level, you get to control the narrative. Nobody holds you to the fire no more. You get to basically just dictate what goes on. And I'm not saying that's a problem with it, but that's why they don't really do anything within the culture.
There you go.
I full-heartedly agree with academics. At the same time, though, I understand why a Drake and a Kendrick don't give many interviews and speak out, because it's the same thing Beyonce did. It's the same thing that the artists back in the day did, where they the bigger artists weren't really as accessible as your artist is now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a relatively new thing. So for all of our other artists who have to overexpose themselves in order to maintain a fan base, we're so used to having our artists be accessible that the artists that choose not to be, we thumb our nose at like they're better, or you think you're better than us, or you think you're too good to talk to us. In all reality, historically, the biggest artists say the least because they keep a mystique about them. You know what I'm saying? Before social media, you didn't know shit about your artist until the album came out.
Hey, King Cook say, why would K. J. Cole or Drake want to come to AK's platform when he in full support of a rat 6ix9ine? Fuck out of here, AK. And Gift and the Curse co-signed that she supports somebody else who was rapping.
Yeah, because the point about what you said is the same thing that Act doesn't realize that.
You gotta take too cool.
Akademiks, what's up? Oh yeah, tell you about how. Yep, bring Tay on. I'm gonna get swung out. Where Akademiks, what he doesn't realize is that he wants to be respected like a Funk Flex, like a Star, like a Joe, like a like like a Gilly, like his contemporaries, like a Charlemagne. But the reason why he won't get some of these interviews sometimes, he's more like a Skip Bayless to the hip hop game than a Stephen A. Like people hate you more than like they fuck with you. And I fuck with that, but I know it's a lot of people, like the narrative is like, oh, let's hate on that. And I say that because you get with 6ix9ine, a lot of niggas still ain't gonna stand by that. That's gonna always be a stain, even when you forgot you co-signed 6ix9ine, because you did. Niggas don't want to stand next to you. Niggas that would have stood next to you. And there's a lot of people who still stay next to that. But like, you going back and forth at Lil Baby, you know what I'm saying? You going back and forth with Metro Boomin. Like, these are people that Drake is cool with. So like, he's not gonna like grant you any type of interview because he's not gonna disrespect people that he actually gets real money and does business with.
But to salute the act, he did say he did not want an interview. He said he would even respect they did interview with other people, like you said, from the culture. He said these people don't even go sit down and talk to Joe Budden. They're not even going to sit down and talk with the people that is keeping it PC or whatever, PR. But I was finna say, the reason why, they don't want to go to with all the other places, because like you say, they don't want to answer the real questions. And niggas on that nigga.
But you know what it is though? But I think we don't understand the value in them not talking actually presents.
Mm-hmm.
When Drake does an interview, like he did a little back and forth with Lil Yachty. Yeah, he did a little thing at Super Bowl where he talked to, I think, Barstool Sports. Yeah, those are like, friendly, controlled interviews. You know what I'm saying? Even the interview that he had with Rap Radar was probably the best Drake interview we've ever got. Because that was like a 2-hour interview. Talk about the Pusha T, talk about a lot of shit, but like that was contrived, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he should have, even though Pusha T did it, he should have did a Joe Budden interview. Like going on the shop wasn't really like an interview. You kind of like talked in the room full of niggas. So it's like we don't really get a Drake interview that's not controlled by the PR team in a way like Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? In a way like J. Cole, but it adds to the ambiance and the nuance of like, and the mystique of who they are, because you can't really pinpoint their mistakes. You can't pinpoint their flaws in life. They're like just perfect ideas of people more than actual humans. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think they like to be like, Drake is an idea. Aubrey Graham is a real person. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce is the idea. Beyonce Knowles is a real person. Kendrick Lamar is the idea. Kendrick Lamar is a real fucking person. And Tay, what's going on, man? What's popping?
What's popping, G? What's good? What's good? Bro, J Doug. Yo.
Yeah, man, we chilling, man. When you see me in the spot, man, I'm happy you tapped in with us, bro. I know you got some jewels to drop, man. What's popping, dog?
Bro, for sure. I just want to say, first, do co-sign pretty much everything you just said. And a lot of people don't understand, like, the business when you get to a certain level. Like, it is a literal business. There is hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars invested into images and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, I mean, of course, you get to a certain point where you're not going to be doing interviews with quote unquote whatever interviewers that Ack was talking about, but also you got this clickbait society, and these wild ass people who just want to get off on clout, and it's not safe, for your image, and it's not safe for your business to just be doing interviews like that, even when some people have tried to like control the interviews per se. You know what I mean? Like it still can go left real quick. So, and that's just not in hip hop and rap either. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I do, Jay. So like a large part of that, I have people reach out to me all the time asking, for, whether it's rock bands or R&B artists or, dance artists or whoever wanting to do interviews with them, and management or their PR team is just like, nah. And, a large part of that has to do with, where they're at within their own following, their own business, and the interviews they've already done. So, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it. Protect your image and don't let nobody, try and taint that. Fuck that.
Right. And then when we talk about the artists that don't do interviews, they go hand in hand with the top tier artists. It's like they don't have to do interviews, and just like something you lamented to was with cancel culture, it's more dangerous than ever to get on a microphone and say something you think is completely normal that you're going to get canceled for, or that social media is going to find an issue with, and it can just take your record sales all the way down the drain. Even to the point where Stephen A. Smith, when he was going on his book tour, right? He was at, I think, Sherry Shepherd's daytime show and said, they were like, oh yeah, Rihanna's going to be doing a Super Bowl. Oh yeah. He was like, oh yeah, I love Riri. But he's like, that ain't no Beyonce. And they tried to cancel him. He had to make an apology, only to see the halftime show. And let's be real, it wasn't no Beyonce halftime show. So it's like, you can't even say certain things of like a public opinion and still give props without people trying to cancel you. And that potentially probably affect his book sales. But I use that point to just say where it's like, dude, even if you try to do a press run, you may say something perfectly fine, but because of your stature, they can find something wrong with it, and then that can affect your bottom line at the end of the day. So why don't I just give them the art and then live my life in exclusivity?
People will always try and twist everything and anything. So, those higher level blogs or interviews and stuff like that, like all that stuff goes through, a certain process to where certain things are taken out, or they're made to be specific to where they can't be misconstrued, or certain questions can or can't be asked. You know what I mean? So it's way more to it.
Yeah, and I also think that a lot of the interviews we want, yeah, we kind of do want them, but I think it's value in letting careers play out before you hear the story. Like, and when you listen to a lot of former athletes, those are some of my favorite interviews, because you listen to current players, they're so in the moment, they can't really give you a perspective of like where their career started, where the certain moments that shaped, their Hall of Fame career, their All Pro career. But when you talk or watch a lot of interviews from like past players, you know what I'm saying? Even some that probably didn't make the Hall of Fame, they have so much more in their stories and have a way better storytelling, because they can really look at the perspective and the whole timeline of their career. Vlad, when he does interviews with these rappers or Art of Dialogue, when they're talking to Corrupt, and Corrupt is breaking down the way Death Row was going on 20 years later versus Corrupt, you interviewing him in 97. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, damn, how come Corrupt ain't talking? How come Snoop ain't talking about what's going the fallout at Death Row? Because you gotta let time play out and listen to 20 years later when the smoke clears, niggas can really look at what happened and analyze why Pac got shot. What was the vibe for real when we did make Ambitions as a rider, and no, Dr. Dre wasn't mad that he gave California Love to Pac. I know that's the narrative everybody want to roll with, but Dr. Dre did that because that was how we was rolling that Death Row, and just the perspective of how everybody was feeding into things.
Bro, what you talking about, bro?
We're talking. Oh shit, Apple. What's poppin', man? Apple. Pretty much what we're just talking about is how Akademiks was saying.
Hold on. Apple, don't come in here disrespecting the show. You know what the fuck we talking about.
No disrespect when he started talking about Master
P. You need to wait till you address, nigga.
J-Dub,
Avo
Yeah, sure.
already
I
started
come
with
in
the
peace. I come
bullshit.
in peace. I come in
Okay,
peace.
but I didn't even put you in. You unmuted yourself.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I thought you unmuted me. I was in the background, so I've been shut for
No, it's
like
no
10 minutes.
problem, but don't come in
Bro,
like,
but
yo, what you
I
talking
didn't say
about?
anything.
You
I didn't
didn't hear
say
the
anything.
whole show.
All right, bro. I come next show if you want to. I came in
No, it's
peace.
not a problem, Alvo, but you've been here the whole show.
Yeah,
I
you know
know,
we
but
talk.
every time I come here, I feel like I'm become the core jester, and I'm trying to. I respect the platform, and
But
I'm
that
giving
was
the platform.
disrespectful, Alvo. You gotta admit, my
How was
man kicking over
disrespectful?
here, and you talking about what the fuck you talking about? What?
All right, bro.
Oh, shit, my nigga left-handed in the building. Salute left-handed.
All right, Alvo,
Jay.
just stay on point, Alvo.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So Al, so first of all, salute left-handed in the building. I got to Me and left-handed got to do some sports. Got to do some sports. So I got to come on this platform and talk some sports, man. But Avo, obviously, we're talking about how academics has an issue that Drake, Wayne, well, not Drake, Wayne, but Drake, Cole, and Kendrick don't do interviews with any hip hop platforms or make themselves accessible to other media outlets outside of him. Just to, you know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, I mean, you talking to other like J. Cole, you talk to a lot of other people. J. Cole probably is the most successful out of the three, and I think that has benefited J. Cole's career. But at the same time, you still don't get certain candid interviews that you think they would probably lend out to certain media outlets. But I see that point, but I still feel like that's a benefit of their careers. I think that has benefited Drake and Kendrick Lamar that they have very limited interviews, especially at the heightened points of their careers. And I think that adds value to when they drop music and when they actually do step out and speak, because they have that old school artist mystique, like the Michael Jacksons, the Diana Rosses, you know what I'm saying? The Biggies, the Pops in a way where it's like, yo, until you see them like the album drops or they're in the news, like you're not gonna know what they're doing day to day. They're not gonna be out here talking to everybody.
That's a
So I
fact. No,
think
no, so I do agree with academic sentiment. I do understand his position that I feel like a lot of artists, when it comes to reaching out to the community, the first thing they do is silent library. If you ever think about like NPR's library, like you know that show in which they use instruments, so it's a good way to highlight an artist's new project. So I do agree with academics that people tend to kind of avoid academics. Now, when it comes to that, like if you're talking about 10 years academics, yeah, I think rappers do like don't support like small venues. But at the same time, we're talking about the academics that was part of Complex. We're talking about the academics that signed a contract with Spotify. So academics, you was already around the blueprints that will teach you how to get people in you. You know, I actually thought as a big follower of the Shat N words, I thought that academics, once he reached Spotify, he was gonna be more. He talked about getting the office in Jersey and things like that. But then he also is one of those like procrastinators that he starts something and he doesn't go all the way through. You know, because the industry is all about like, okay, I'm gonna do this favor, but this favor is gonna like help me out later on. So I can't be mad at J. Cole or Kendrick for being smart and thinking corporate, because those corporate dollars are the ones that are going to continue rolling, you know, compared of like doing favors. And also let's get back to the part of academics being notarized for the Chicago influence. You know, I know he's been trying to get away from that, but Academics is not the cool, you know. He loves Drake, but how many times Drake is willing to go to Drewski before Academics? And I head it back to you.
Yep, but wait, like Drewski, you got Drewski who isn't problematic whatsoever. You got Academics who is very problematic and has viewpoints and thoughts that just are very polarizing across the board. Aligning yourself with that is very dangerous, especially for your career, for your money, for your fan base, all of that. All of that's so tied in. So like being aligned with, certain ideas or certain people that aren't in line with what you believe in or what you think in is a large part of the reason why they won't do things with academics or even some of the smaller people.
and to add on to that point, like you got to look at it and you know, Tay, I already know you understand this. You got to look at it like this, right? A post with Drake and Drewski playing around or something backstage. That's a positive image for Drake and Drewski. That's going viral. and they're just gonna be like, oh, look at Drake and Drewski hanging out. Drake and Akademiks playing around backstage behind the studio. Everybody's like, ew, why is Drake hanging out with Akademiks? Oh, why is Drake hanging out with a nigga who co-signed all this other shit? Oh, damn, why is Drake hanging out with niggas who done this, niggas who done hung around? It's too, like, it's not a good look for Drake to be next to an Akademiks socially. And at the same time, and the reason why I say this is because Drake talks to Ak. Apparently, Drake and Ak are cool. Drake and Ak does have access to Drake. He can hit Drake directly. So it's not like Drake don't fuck with Ak.
But Drake won't even go to the Breakfast Club.
Because he don't need to go to the Breakfast Club. And him and Charlamagne never been cool. So at the same time, a lot of him and Joe been cool, but at the same time, I think if Joe would have kept Rory and Mal, and if the podcast would have stayed hot, Drake, if the podcast would have if the podcast would have stayed hot, and they wouldn't have did a Pusha T interview, and when I say stayed hot, if the podcast would have kept Rory and Mal and stayed on the trajectory it was going and didn't do the Pusha T interview, they would have got the Drake interview by now. It would have been a Drake.
But then that's my problem because.
Do you agree with that?
But the culture needed. Okay, but I do agree. That was a great point because I just thought about the Pusha T and I never thought about that sequence. So I do agree. Bringing Pusha T to talk about Adonis, it was crazy. And the dick riding when Adonis dropped, like you know how Joe was reacting.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I would never. Like he scratched out from my list for sure. So like I never thought about that. But also it's kind of like it sucks because it puts you in a position as a podcaster in which you can't be truthful because you got to think about whose feelings you got to hurt. You know, like actually Joe been talking about it lately about how like I don't care about nobody. I'm just gonna say the things how it is because when you're trying to be friendly with somebody in the industry, I'm going through it right now. I'm in Hollywood. And you learn that if you gotta make friends with everybody, you know, you gotta because you don't even know who you spoke bad about. That person might be boss to. So I think it also kind of aligns with that. Like if Drake don't fuck with him, also because I mean he has a reason. Going back to the Akademiks part though, I do feel like people like J. Cole, because Joe Budden has been being very outspoken about how I feel like J. Cole was starting to realize like he been. You could call it code switching. I like to call it pandering sometimes. And there's things that Logic does, and we say that he's corny, and J. Cole does the same thing, and we go and we applaud him. So sometimes I do feel like there isn't a lot of criticism towards J. Cole, but I do fuck with J. Cole.
Listen. I agree with what you're saying about J. Cole, and the funny thing about that is in one of my group chats, we kind of be talking crazy about J. Cole. Only because one of them, my homeboy Rondo, he's like a real J. Cole fan. But we be talking crazy about J. Cole in a way because it's like, we appreciate what he is in hip hop, but a lot of J. Cole fans are like finger pointing at other subgenres in hip hop. Like, you're what's wrong with rap. J. Cole is like,
one example.
J. Cole is like the purest, and it's like, dog, J. Cole is cool, but all y'all niggas is some nerd ass friend of the bus ass niggas. Like, stop trying to tell us J. Cole.
I just thought about one example. Look, right now, Lotto is being criticized because people are saying that Lotto is trying to steal Ice Spice whole wave. You know, one example is going to New York. Another example is like Ice Spice is known for like bending and kind of touching her crotch, and like Lotto's doing this.
Keep going. I want to see you go.
Lotto literally copied the whole style, right? Now I go back to J. Cole. I used to listen to I'm just listening to Pro Era. What's the name of this guy from Pro Era? One of the members died. Pro Era.
Capital C's.
Huh?
Capital C's.
Now Capital C's died, but what's the name of the guy from Pro Era?
But wasn't he with Pro Era, or that's another?
Joey Badass.
Joey Badass made a song in which he like from 1999, and I remember J. Cole did the same song, but then he tried to pander by what? Taking the New York bus, driving in a bicycle. I mean, it's beautiful.
False prophets.
Yeah, it's beautiful, but then for the people that used to fuck with Joey Badass from day one, we know that Joey Badass smoked that track. there's people that it's kind of like Zimbabwe. You know, if you think about Zimbabwe, you got the Zimbabwe with one actor, and then you got the Mandela effect. So people became that Mandela effect, like, oh, Joey Badass stole this song from, like, nah, this been Joey Badass song. But again, we put the criticism for Lotto for, let's say, swagger jacking. But when J. Cole swagger jacks, or when J. Cole takes somebody else's idea, it's kind of like we don't care about it. We just go blind like it, you know. So it's
You
I
are
mean, whether or
right.
not like music is all derivative from somebody else's like creativity, regardless. So how it's perceived is based on the specific group of people. It's not whether or not somebody stole something else. In my opinion, it's just who borrowed it from the other person. Like originality is not a true thing anymore all the time.
and
That's
and
just me.
everything is marketing. Everything is a press release. That's another part. You know, even the
And J.
dreadlocks.
Cole,
Like I even spoke about how when I saw Jay-Z with dreadlocks, I cut my dreadlocks because it took the efficacy of like dreadlocks coming from somebody that actually is self-nature. Now a billionaire is literally doing it for pandering because the Crown Act passed. Now the billionaires are aligned with, you understand? So it's just
But
like,
Advo, you don't think that a billionaire having dreadlocks is good for the culture? Like that in itself, like in my opinion, would be something that should be celebrated.
you said, should
yeah,
celebrate or should it be celebrated?
It should be celebrated, in my opinion.
Yes, but then that's the same person that when we was in Brooklyn, you look how he pitched the Barclays Center to Brooklyn Knights. He said the NBA hasn't had a black uniform since the '90s because of Iverson. I want to bring this back. We that's pandering. That's just saying, hey man, I own this team. And he lied to us. He said he owned part of the team. Later on, we find out he owned 1% of 1%. So they use him as an image to what? To gentrify Brooklyn. We know that 10 years from that time, but when he was breaking ground, everybody supported the Barclays because Jay-Z was part of the venture. For 10 years, that same location in Brooklyn was against it when it was white or Jewish developers. You understand? So it's just, you got to be careful with Jay-Z mostly because he will just sell you whatever.
and you was in Brooklyn when he was doing that.
Well, I was working with a city council member
What
that
in Brooklyn?
Hold on. Who you was working for?
I was working for Letitia James. She's currently the Attorney General of New York. She was running for she was running for public advocate back then, and I was working in that location because that location was, we didn't have money from the developers, and the developers had a $10 million basically fund that was, basically funding for the other candidate
What
won. We
part of
lost
New
against
York?
them.
So you've been at so you've been so I keep forgetting you've been an agent since
No, like
Wall Street.
you love to portray me as a bad person, but I was
How is that a
undocumented and
bad?
I'm an immigrant.
How
I'm
the
an
government
immigrant.
job
Like,
first?
and that's the problem I keep having with people. Like, people love to shit on my work, and it's my work. Like, that's the only thing I have.
No,
Like, when I say I've
Admiral.
been on the
See,
Front Cover of the Wall Street
But you
Journal,
over exaggerating your
hold
work.
on, time
that's
out.
my
No,
work.
this is what it is. Avo, this
I
is
put
a
boots to
learning
the
lesson.
ground.
Pause yourself. Let me tell you something. Let me give you some game. This is gonna give you some free game, Avo. You see, like on a Star Report, how like a nigga can just flip the narrative that like I'm dating white women when I clearly don't.
Now, they did say Michael Kors. Was it
Let me
Michael
finish.
Kors?
Let me finish. But you see how I would still play into the narrative and give the troll babies food to eat with the narrative
Gotcha.
because it's
I'm an
better
agent.
for
Agent Avo.
entertainment. Like you would get further along playing into the agent narrative, along with to still adding in your credentials for validity.
You gotta be careful with FBA.
That adds to your character. That's
You
just
gotta be careful with FBA, man.
what I'm saying is this. This is what I'm saying. The things that the troll babies can take and eat off of whatever character trait, whatever you tell people, they can just flip it to something else. Allow them to eat off of that because that adds value. So when you saying this and a nigga give you props, like, oh, you've been an agent, or you work for, that's giving you props and that's letting you have some. Okay, I got this in my bag. This is a part of the false narrative that I can benefit off of. Let niggas eat. If I was on Starport screaming, no, white women, no, it wouldn't be as funny. I gotta play into the narrative. because it adds for the entertainment.
You gotta get Shorty some Uggs. You see
Wait a
the
minute.
Uggs sandals? You ever seen them?
Wait a minute. Avo got his car back from them people.
Yeah,
No,
man.
not
So
even sure. But I'm still turning it on with a USB. I still turn it on with a USB though.
Why?
Because I'm waiting for the fuse to get from China. So like the fuse, they broke the fuse. So like I gotta turn it on with a USB, bro. That's some real shit.
speaking of USBs, what's the next topic? Because we got some more topics roll around, so we can definitely get down on these topics. But yeah, Tate, what were you saying? Listen, Tate, listen, man. Niggas try to line me up, say I beat white women allegations like OJ over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I ain't got nothing against white women. You know what I'm saying? I've been, I slept with white women before. They're cool. I fuck with them just like everybody else. I just don't, me. I just don't be,
Yeah,
white
you
bitches.
leave that to me.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with it. Who got music on? That's us. Yeah, that's not always too much. Niggas, hey, yo, you've been drinking too much. You probably saw who had the music in his us. Nah, yes, I had some white women allegations I beat over the weekend, but I had feels of fire. And then what topic is this? Is this the girl who shot her husband?
Oh no, you want to go there? We can go there.
No, I just don't know. Oh wow, no, I want to hear you guys on this. No, this is Tyrese. No, this is exactly where I want to be at. Yo, Tyrese over the weekend went live, with his new girlfriend because Tyrese has been through a very traumatic breakup for him, right? The woman he was with for 4 or 5 years, they were together, right? And they went through a breakup. It was bad. Then he got this new chick. He's kind of treated her like a rebound because he's still going on tour, trying to promote this song and talk about his past relationship while he's with this new girl. Okay, cool. But I feel like she kind of low-key got this nigga back for kind of publicly disrespecting her by using your ex-wife's relationship as a talking point to promote your new record, right? So they get on live. Tyrese is on live, and she's rubbing on his back. He eats some type of falafel chips or some type of rotel, or I don't know what he's doing. But he's chilling, and she's on live, and she proceeds to say some things. If you look at Tyrese's face while she's saying these things, he has a horrific look, and I can only imagine what he's going through, but I can't because a nigga like me would never be in this situation. That's why I can sit back and laugh at niggas like this. So let's go ahead and play this clip. No, he's definitely lived to how you gonna act like that.
My type is actually Paul Walker recipes.
What more do you
But
want from me?
he wasn't my type at all. And my type is not white. I'm just saying I was more interested.
I want you guys to
my
get this.
type at all. My type is actually Paul Walker recipes.
What more do you
But
want from me?
he wasn't my type at all. And my type is not white. I'm just saying I was more interested in
touch me.
Paul and every Fast and Furious.
Don't touch me.
No, she violated.
And even when I met him, I was like,
Don't
he's
touch
kind of old. I just like his smile. It's pretty cool.
This one
His
really
personality. His personality.
This just went really bad, really fast.
His personality was okay, but
I'm getting off live.
He didn't understand the Instagram model thing, so he would always talk down.
So
on
you
Instagram
wanted the homie.
models.
You didn't want me.
I never said I wanted the homie. I just said he's cuter.
You said I'm old.
Damn,
You know all this already.
cute. Damn. I never said I wanted a homie. I just said he was cute.
Yo,
That's just foul.
that is crazy.
I think that's a bad skit.
You say you think that's a what?
Bad skit. I don't believe that.
A bad skit, bro. Ain't no skit, bro. Like, what makes you think that's a skit? What makes
Why
you
would
think
she
that's a
say
skit?
that? I don't know, bro.
Why would she
I
say
don't
that?
believe nothing I see online no more.
Bro, why would she say that? Honestly, she said that because as much as you think your girl is down for you using your ex-wife's relationship, divorce, as a talking point for a press run to promote your new song titled I Don't Think You Ever Loved Me, right? And you keep going on these publications, going viral. I sent those clips too, talking about and professing his wife for professing his love for his ex-wife. You don't think your current girlfriend is sitting back thinking of ways how she knows she can jab you and get you back in some way, form, or fashion. It's not even some females are vindictive. No, you keep shitting in somebody's face. You keep disrespecting people in their face, and you believe that they're not gonna some way get you back in some form, shape, or fashion. Oh, let me set you up on live and say something. I thought your boy Paul Walker was cuter. That's obviously she was probably trolling, but she knows exactly how to hit him where it hurts. That was her get back for his press run. That's what it really was, and she hit him exactly how she wanted to hit him.
So this was for her press run, not
No,
Tyrese's.
no, he has a press run, but his press run, all he is talking about is his ex-wife and his failed marriage and divorce.
Yeah, but from what I've seen from it, he's been like talking about how she's happier and like it's like it didn't work out and it is what it is. Like I didn't see anything that seemed negative towards her. Did I miss something?
I do agree with you that I feel like this is a marketing pitch. I feel like Tyrese is trying to do like Blueface and Christian, but like let's say a little toxic, but like sprinkles of toxic. I can't hear you, bro.
Nah, keep talking.
So like yeah, they want to do like a more soft version of like Christian Rock, because if you look at Christian Rock, she's always emasculating a black man. So that part of it is also emasculating. I would disagree with J Dub. I do feel like it's real because I told you before. One time I sneaked into a Fast and the Furious movie premiere, and when it comes to those things, like for example, I know chicks that were sitting right next to the Universal tables, right? 3 hours later, they ended up going out with Tristan Wiles. So again, like their option is probably I'm gonna go for those Fast and the Furious guys, but then if you don't get to talk to Paul Walker and her version is like, you know what? Tyrese was also, or maybe Tyrese was at the bar during that location, and she was like, I ended up liking Tyrese more than Paul. So I think women do end up kind of like sticking to whatever position. How many? I listened to T-Rail from back on Fig. T-Rail's current wife Heather used to be Lil Wayne's girl. There was a time that Lil Wayne probably moved on from her, and she said, "You know what? I'm gonna stick with T-Rail." So
I
I'm
think
not mad at Tyree. And look at the sister, beautiful sister.
I think I'm on J Doug's side with it being just a PR stunt because Paul Walker had a whole ass wife and family. That don't make no sense for her to come out.
No, I don't know, man. They said he used to.
I finally realized.
Yeah. Let's play this clip because see, I want y'all to hear the type of. Listen, if I got a girlfriend, right? If I'm in a relationship, I'm not acknowledging my ex in any way. Maybe I may throw a sentence in there like, "Oh, I remember my ex did that." "Oh, I remember I was in a relationship before where that happened," and I'll leave it alone.
But you gotta specify. A dead ex is different. A dead ex.
I'm not trying to sell my pain from my ex-wife or my last girlfriend while I'm currently in a relationship, and then doing that and expecting that the one time she gets in front of a microphone, in front of a camera, in the middle of my press run, that I'm gonna let my guard down and believe that she not gonna take her shot like she just did and went viral her goddamn self by disrespecting this nigga.
Man, these niggas have whole PR firms that sit around and think of shit like that.
Man, play this Tyrese clip.
She'd be so deep.
Watch what he's saying though. Watch what he's saying.
That it was actually over. Lawyers involved. Tell the mother of my child, I wish her well, whatever she doing. All I say is, man, stop playing victim. I think the hardest part was when we broke up and I finally realized that it was actually over. Lawyers involved. Every time I get a letter, I'll be like, wow.
And move this off.
Lawyer doesn't know me from a hole in the wall, so therefore everything I'm reading on these 12 pages, you gave them that information. This is how you feel, and this is what you want.
Yeah.
These lawyers don't know me from Adam. So this shit came from you. That's your signature at the bottom of the page. And then whenever she would drop my baby off, I was so shocked and fucked up over it all. Literally, okay, this is perfect. Watch this, y'all. I'm being very literal because I want y'all to understand my life. So, front of my house is my office. And so I would send the nanny out the front door.
Look what he's
I have
doing.
curtains and my windows are tinted in my office. And so every time Sam would pull up to drop the baby off, I'd be standing behind the curtain just looking. And everything about her energy was like she had literally disconnected and disassociated herself from everything that had to do with everything. We got married in this house. We made this baby in this house. We had our first dance in this house. How the fuck could you pull up to this house with so many emotional and sentimental moments that we have shared and started a family, and you pulling up, dropping the baby off like it's a fucking daycare? She would get out the car, singing like this to the baby in the car seat. She would get the baby, hand it to the nanny, and just get in the car, okay, bye, and drive the fuck off. And I would be sitting in the fucking window, just like this, looking for something before you get in the car. Can you have a moment? Look up at the house. Look at your life and your world that we shared together. We tore the street sign down. We used to pull up in front of this house and pray in front of the house because we knew that our life and our family was going to be lived in this house. And when we got there, after we closed the sign down, look at your life and your car. Can you have a moment? Look up at the house. Looking for something,
bro. Why
before you
like
get in the
pitching
car.
Baby Boy 2?
Can you have a
like
moment? Look up at the house.
Right now.
Look at your life and your world that we shared together. We tore the street sign down. We used to pull up in front of this house and pray in front of the house because we knew that our life and our family was going to be lived in this house. And when we got there, after we closed, we said, hold on, don't take the sign down. We want to see you pull the shovel out and take the sign down. We prayed this for sale sign out the front door. And I just wanted her to give the baby to the nanny. And before she get in the car, just look up and go, then get in the car and leave.
Yeah.
Give me something.
Listen, John, this is a PR stunt 101, my bro.
Nah, I'm with J Dub now. This is
Bro,
hell, bro.
bro, do not forget. Hold on, John. Do not forget. This man is an actor.
Yeah.
John, he is an actor.
Bro, he's
my
pitching,
dog.
Yo,
he
he's
is a
pitching
literal
Baby
actor.
Boy 2. That's the plot for Baby Boy 2. Like literally, that sounds like a trailer for a movie.
John, that shit couldn't be sold to nobody, bro.
No one is queued up.
Nobody.
Listen, it's 40 people in here. Please make sure to like, reflect, and views. We bite episode 64 Perspectives and Facts podcast. And to add on to that point, it's funny you say he was some type of acting press run, because number one, the first thing I was gonna say is just on a male perspective, a lot of women be like, oh man, he can get over it. It's like, hey, sometimes you can get any chick in the world, but you want that one chick. So that's always an element. And then number two, niggas can cap it off as acting, but I don't feel like he's that good of an actor.
Hold on, John. One more thing before J. Doug Rose's next thing.
Pause it. Hold on, because you want to see Tyrese's greatest acting?
No,
we about to watch it.
Nah,
so
listen to this shit. Listen to this, John. What was Tyrese known for within his music? He always got his heart broke. Something is always fucking him up. Come on now. Like, that whole thing at the radio station, that nigga was fighting from laughing, dog. You look at his face. He could not laugh. Bro, he was so close to laughing, dog.
Yo, you saying if like I would have finished my cup before we watched this clip, I would have been like, nah, this thing bullshit. Listen, if you enjoy that, let's watch Tyrese. This is Tyrese doing his Django audition.
Nigga, when I say stop, you plant roots.
Hey, make this widescreen. This is a movie right here.
Lay on this table here. Is that for you? Well, now ring it, you do for me.
Me or somebody. What you want?
I want you to pour some water in that bowl right there from the washout. What's wrong, Stephen? You don't like that? Now that's my kind of bell ring. Get up! Motherfucker. I've known me house niggers like you my whole life. You play your dog tricks with your master. You lip off to him every now and then. As long as you keep it funny, he just lets you do it. While all the other white folks are thinking, it's so cute. Well, this time, Snowball, you're gonna listen to me. You got any more sass you want to sling my way before the Mandingo demonstration?
What the? Yo, his acting makes me sweat.
Well, I'm gonna give every nigga on this.
Pause. Not the Mandingo demonstration. Nigga, what did you talk? What is the Mandingo? What? Nigga! Listen, first of all, and we're not done with this. This is a part 1, 2, and 3 of this. We're just examining this part. And the reason why I played this is this is such an instrumental point to my argument that he was telling the truth at Shade 45 with Sway, he was telling the truth because he can't even act that good when he's trying to act for a job. So why do you think he was acting that good at Sway? No, he is hurt.
Nah.
And his new girlfriend knows it. That's why she trolled him and went viral with the statement that she made. Now, Tay, I'm gonna throw it to you. Tay, what you want to say? Go ahead, Tay, because that was a lot to watch right there.
That was a lot to watch. That shit.
Because Southerners don't even talk like that. Salute. So we don't even. What is he doing? Hey, we're gonna continue that. We're gonna continue to keep playing that. This is the short film tonight. Go ahead, Tay. This show's off the rails.
Bruh. Tyrese, the reason why that was so bad in reference to what he was talking about on Shade was because it's actual experience. Like, he actually was quote unquote like hurt and driving, like pulling from an experience that he went through versus like trying to act like a slave. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is just that, like, Mans is from LA. He's born and raised in LA. Like, he can't even talk like that.
The worst part is he was acting like a slave with a tie on, with a full, like, white man uniform.
Hell yeah. With a perfectly bald ass head, too. There ain't no niggas back then had no perfectly bald head.
Hey, you know my cousin Fats, bro? He bald, but niggas is bald free. I told him we was playing that was out of the hospital. I'm like, bro, if this back in slavery, the slave master will let you cut your hair. And we laugh because it's like you can instantly imagine nigga with an uneven George Jefferson wild bro. Like slave master did that to you on purpose. He just wanted everybody to come to let you know shit ain't sweet around here, nigga. Look at this nigga right here. But anyways, I feel what you're saying. He looked way too clean to play that role. And I hear what you're saying, that he was able to draw from real experience with, breaking up from a woman. So he was acting better in that role. But not only do I disagree with you, because we can pull from Fast and the Furious to see all the illustrious, groundbreaking scenes he's contributed to the franchise. I'm pretty sure that'll be longer than a fucking fart. Anyways, we're gonna go to round 2 of this Tyrese Django audition, because honestly, I need you niggas to hit the like button. I need you niggas to appreciate this masterpiece of a film right now, dog.
This shit is garbage. I'm so happy
demonstration of me beating the black off your ass.
Oh no, we played it now. You gotta rewind. Who's he talking to?
I'm gonna make you drop your drawers.
Oh my god, what's going on?
Please
pull off my belt.
And I'm gonna beat the shit out of you in front of every nigga on this plantation. And after that, let's see you play the rooster around here.
J. Bill, you see this before?
I won't let you do it.
Why it looked like he was auditioning for Samuel L. Jackson?
That's right.
Role.
He probably was.
He gives you first name privileges. Ain't that cute? Sass me again, nigger, and see what happens. That's what I thought. When I ring this bell, you better come a-running. You. Nobody else.
I wouldn't be scared of this nigga
While
at
I'm
all.
on this property, you're my nigger, Snowball. Now get out of here.
Oh, fast forward to the scene where they're in the cave because it's not come up. Oh, right. Yeah, before that, you gotta walk out. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
No!
I haven't seen his masterpiece.
It don't look good on camera, bro.
Look like every R&B video he shot.
This nigga like an alien, bro. That nigga look like an alien from Africa. A non-FBA tether alien.
John, you gotta be trolling with this shit.
That look like Apple little brother. I come from the country.
You gotta relax.
Yo, you saw how his tears is mad muddy? His tears is mad muddy. Yo, this is so bad.
What the fuck? How do you?
Why is he still wearing that suit in a cave?
Bro, there is so much going on.
No!
Yo. Is this a movie about like fucking Chilean miners? What are we watching?
Dog.
It looked like he was picking up lithium in Congo.
I'm so happy this shit is over with.
Bro, it looked like he was picking up.
Bro, you gave niggas a quote at the end.
John, what the fuck, dog?
Yo, SBJ, you know them videos when they show like how like most of the lithium come from Congo and the lithium that on the computers is a mineral. Yo, he looked like he was auditioning for that. That was crazy. Thank God they didn't pick him.
Yo, Tay,
you gotta
talk, man. What's going on?
Apologize. You gotta apologize to all your people in this chat for making them watch that shit, dog.
I don't know. The views was going up when this shit was on. Tay, hey, if they were stopping, I would have stopped it a long time ago.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't get that role. Jamie Foxx was right for that role. He just, I don't know what about Tyrese. He just looked kind of cracked out right there.
Yo, I just wanted to let you know, if millions of dollars were on the line and that's the performance he put forth, I'm pretty sure he wasn't acting for free as Sway in the Morning about a breakup. And that's exactly why his bitch, his new girl, decided to do what? Go on his live and go viral saying, I thought Paul Walker was cuter than you. I want Paul Walker.
Nah, bro. This is one of the rare times I vehemently disagree with you.
Oh, you think? Why you disagree? You think, bro? Listen, this is him acting. Millions of dollars are on the line if you a role in the Django, and that's what he put on the table and sent that out.
Logic.
But But that's what I'm saying, dog. I don't think you can compare a movie script of this sort of character he's playing versus a character that he's actually lived and that he's been about his entire career, which is his heart getting broke and trying to get with this girl or that girl or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of like in a sense of like when he was talking about dropping his kids and the girl doesn't have no feelings. I thought about Baby Boy when Taraji left the kid with Snoop Dogg's character, and it was kind of like so it kind of like aligned too much that it's like that's why I said earlier it feels like he's trying to get a prequel or a sequel for Baby Boy 2.
Even that song, How You Gonna Act Like That? Like, come on. That whole Shade performance was probably driven off that song alone.
So what you're trying to say is that Tyrese is like the black version of the Truman Show. Like he doesn't know what's real. I got a good joke. Oh,
hey, yo, that's wild. The black version of Truman Show is crazy. From the Tyrese perspective, because it's like only Tyrese would believe like he's really living the Truman Show. Like,
hell yeah.
Like go ahead.
Hey,
Apple.
we wasn't coming through the mixer the whole time, so sorry about everybody who was listening, man. Y'all got to tell us when we not sounding crisp and clear.
Oh, they didn't hear none of that?
Yeah, they heard it, but it just wasn't through the
man.
mixer.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
but Logic done came in. He told me, man, appreciate that, Logic.
Yeah.
I checked it twice, but it's just so confusing sometimes. But that's on me. But
all right, so we want to wrap up the Tyrese topic. You know what I'm saying? I think we spent more than enough time. You know, honestly, Tay, I'm trying to tell you. You know what? Because you know when we do this pod, you know we're gonna have like a shit ton of episodes. So you know it's gonna come times where you know we can talk about Tyrese, talk about certain things, and while we're talking about, you know what? I think people need to see this Tyrese Django audition because I don't think enough people have seen this nigga do what he just did. So everybody
you got another Tyrese video too
who enjoyed it, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. And we're gonna play it. We're gonna end it out with this. End it out with this. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let's end it out with this.
I never cheated. No physical domestic violence. No side chick. No infidelity. Nothing. No going through my phone and seeing something was going on. Nothing. As a matter of fact, it ain't funny, but the running joke is the only other woman I kissed in 5 years was Naomi Harris' forehead in the movie Black and Blue. Didn't even get no lips out of it, you know?
So you don't think she ever loved you?
I don't think she ever loved me. Because if she did, it wouldn't be that easy to leave. So I'm in a new relationship. I've been with my girl now for 2 years, and she's incredible. She's sweet. She's kind. Probably the most patient and nurturing woman God could have ever sent me, because there's nothing more uncomfortable than getting in a relationship with someone while they're in the middle of a departure from their ex.
That's what I was going to ask you. Have you healed?
No, but I haven't healed like all the way.
So why not be single first?
That's not my choice.
Elaborate. What do you mean?
Well, it's not meant for everybody to be alone after a painful, depressing breakup, because that's how people kill themselves. Some people go into a state of depression and they never get out of it because they want to isolate and say, until I get all my shit together, I don't even want to give love a shot. I think love can help you to love again if you allow yourself. So I think, I think that's a tradition that a whole lot of women I find could find themselves sticking to. I know niggas is like, oh, niggas, soon we break up, we in the club, we out. That wasn't my approach. But I knew that I was so traumatized and shook and confused that I did not need to be alone, and I also didn't need to be in no clubs. I didn't need to be some old ass man out, snatching booty off the pole and just bringing random chicks to my crib because the game is open again, So I met this woman. We both faithful to each other. We've been together for 2 years. Yesterday was our 2nd year anniversary.
You still talking about your ex and saying you're not over it? Bro, he deserved her trolling. He deserved her saying that, I thought Paul Walker was cuter than you. He deserved that. Bro, I thought he was only with this girl for a couple months, bro. He been with this girl for 2 years.
Bro, we gonna wait till this project drop to see what he talking about.
Side
I
note,
feel like he gonna be talking about being in love with his current girl and being in love with his ex still and trying to get over it. This is the perfect PR stunt and setup. Tyrese ain't never been no happy-go-lucky, lovey-dovey dude. He's always had his heart broke and shit and been chasing after a girl.
And he's gonna talk about that interview in which he probably is gonna use that interview towards the reason to say, hey man, I knew she wasn't the one because of, so I think even that part of it, we're gonna see him in 2 years, hopefully, if he doesn't break up with her, he's gonna say that interview, I knew she wasn't the one. Because again, it's all marketing, it's part of the press run, it's working because we're talking about it, so he's doing something good for sure.
All right, so as we move on to the next topic, I'll say this, right? Tyrese, this is on some shit. If Tyrese was a light-skinned nigga, we'll be holding a hot L right now. All I'm saying is, hey, y'all need to hold your brother accountable for being the tender dick out here crying about a relationship. Know what I'm saying? Y'all hold y'all brothers accountable. Why he out here crying? He need to relax.
Nah, I disagree.
Listen, light-skinned niggas been up for a minute.
The reason
why
No. I'm saying because we the ones who hold the badge for crying over hoes. And all I'm saying, Tyrese out here simping. Grab your brother by the hand.
But I feel like the reason why we're being hard on Tyrese is because he's too dark skinned to be doing that type of stuff. Like I think if you're a dark skinned black male, there's certain things you can do.
Hey, you laughing at that comment, ain't you?
And there's things you couldn't do. Crying, and that's not a dark skinned man persona. Like
dark skinned men get softer as they get older.
I don't like that.
Shut the fuck up, Avo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This ain't Avo. Time out, Avo. See, this is another lesson. You see how I brought something up and I gave it back to hey, y'all hold y'all brother accountable. I'm just acknowledging something. Talk to Tyrese. Pass it off. Don't be trying to. You doing too much. Just pass it off. Be like, hey man, Tyrese is tripping right now. I ain't saying what you like, what you don't like. All I said is it was the other way around. This was a goddamn what's it? Whoever Shamar Moore crying over his ex-wife. Like, look at classic light skin nigga crying over hoes. All I'm saying, hold your brother accountable. Tyrese is tripping. I already know he makes it how you gonna act like that. You know what I'm saying? He cries over women. He's he cried over child support and went viral about that. All I'm saying is, hey, pull Tyrese to the side, talk to your mans. Cause I can't talk to him because I might be crying over hoes one day. And that's gonna be expected of me. But
said he don't like dark skinned niggas crying like that. I'm dead.
Avo said he wanted him a dark skinned man. He said he only them niggas.
He said he wanted a strong dark skinned man, monotone. But we ain't gonna get too much. What's the next topic we got?
We got this here topic. Let's see what we got
before we wrap up this episode, because this we don't want to go into the goddamn early mornings, man. Hey, Avo, where you at right now? Where you at?
I'm at Western. I'm about to do some regular Uber. Just come out of the car wash.
All right, hey, listen to this. We're gonna talk about this story a little bit. This guy, I'm gonna break it down for you guys so we can enjoy this. This guy has been saving money since he was 16 and had around $250,000 saved in his bank account. And thanks to his marriage, that money is gone. Let's roll the clip.
Next paycheck. I know what you might be thinking. Why are you taking your wife's money? It's a long story. Let me get into it. When I was 16 years old, I started saving my money. I still do that till this day because if something ends up happening, I will have the money to fix it immediately. 6 years ago, I met my wife in college. We started talking and everything was going good and we broke it off into a great relationship. Around 2 years ago, she found out about my savings account and that's when things kind of got weird. She tells me that she wants to start saving as well and I'm like, cool, let's do it. She was going to school to get a degree that was going to pay her a good amount of money. And I was like, all right, bet. If you want to save some stuff while going to school, do that. As the months went on, she kept putting into the savings account and I was putting into the savings account until last year when she graduated. She graduated from college. And when I checked the savings account, I was appalled because I had $2,500,000 inside of the savings account. It was gone. Completely. Like, hold on, what's going on? Because when my wife started to put in, there was $223,000. So that means when we started putting in together, it got up to $250,000. But when it got to that, she takes out all of the money and pays off her student loans. I was absolutely dumbfounded. I was flabbergasted. I was appalled at the situation because I couldn't believe that she would take out all the money without asking me and pay off her student loans. And then she says to me with a straight face, it's our money. What's our money? Out of the 250,000, you might have put in 10. You might have put in 10. I've been saving my money since I was 16 years old. So what I decided to do was divorce her. And then I was like, no. I was going to sue her. And then I was like, no. And then I thought to myself, she gonna pay me back. That's my wife, right? We in this together. You got a good job. Let me get 75% of your paycheck. She immediately said no. I was like, okay, then we're over. And I'm suing you for everything. And she was like, whoa, you can't do that. I'm your wife. And I was like, the money that I had in there was money that I made before we got married. Damn.
He's giving me Nigerian.
Was money that I had before we got married. That money was not asked for. That money was not said anything about. You knew I was saving it for a rainy day, a house fund, something, a college fund for our kids, something. If something happened, what are we going to do? And she looked at me with a straight face and said, I don't know. What you mean you don't know? I had the money of which we don't know. So for the last year and a half, I've been garnishing 75% of my wife's paycheck, and her in-laws recently found out I was doing it. They're saying that I'm the a-hole in the situation because the money was for the marriage, and it wasn't for the marriage. It was for a rainy day. It was for a horrible situation. So am I the a-hole for taking 75% of my wife's money?
Nah. Hell nah. That's just crazy.
I don't believe the judge will even award no
honestly,
shit like
I'm gonna keep it a buck. If my girl did that, my wife, I would be doing that TikTok from a jail cell.
What you gonna do? Kill her?
Yes. 250 wiped away. You gotta die. You gotta go. So I don't care if I'm taking 75% of your paycheck. Dog, you gotta go.
Do you believe would you join your bank account with your wife if you get married?
Of course. I had me and my ex. We did the joint bank account.
You got 250,000 that you have stacked by yourself.
No, what I'm
or
saying
you
is,
put her name on that as soon as y'all get married.
Okay, so let me explain. If I'm in a relationship with somebody and like we locked in for real, I don't think that it's inappropriate to have some sort of account, a joint account that you both put money in for the greater good of whatever aspirations you have. I think that's healthy because that's showing a vested interest and investment into other things that can progress the quality of our relationship. I think that's cool, right? But am I going to attach my $250,000 saving account that I've been stacking up since 16 with her name and making her authorized user of that said account? No way in hell am I going to do that. Now, would I take about 10,000, 20,000 of that and make a new account and put that in that account and let her build up to that? Of course.
If she put 10,
that's a smart thing.
If she put 10, he should have matched her 10.
Like he said, she put 10. So I'll match your 10.
Yeah. Everything
and we'll have a new account.
Match. Yeah.
But I'm not going to take you and put you on a primary account. That's stupid on his part. And I think if he was smart enough to be saving 616, he was smart enough to own the accountability that he has to sit with of putting her on the account that had all his money in. And I think taking that accountability as a man, as he did, allowed him not to commit murder, not to divorce or sue, and just garnish 75% of her paycheck for the foregoing future until he recoups the $250,000 that she spent on paying back her student loan.
That's the dumbest wife ever. So why wouldn't you even put a payment down on your? That's how you can tell some women don't love you. Why wouldn't you put a payment down? Okay, I'm gonna put a $20,000 payment down on my student loan. You gonna take the whole bag and just give it to the white man like that? Cause you got a sheet of stupid paper? Nah, dog. How long you gonna? Is you finna make $250,000 a year?
She could have went to a HBCU. You don't know what college she went. She could have gave it to the black man.
White
honestly,
people
she
HBCUs
just
too, bro.
she
Sad
she
to
just
tell
played
you.
him as for a sucker, dog.
Chinese.
That's all that was.
All
She
right,
took advantage of him.
judging on his hairline, I don't believe him from the beginning. I think he got a
Damn.
PPP loan. I
You
think he
think he
got a
FBA?
post-COVID. I think he got a post-COVID PPP loan. The government is up in his, knocking on his door. April's around the corner, and he said, "You know what? I don't know what to do about this $250,000. Let me blame my wife." I think he was in savings since he was 16. That's cap. But now
Oh, so
he's
black
using the
man can't
internet.
save.
I think he's using the internet to get some sympathy and get people to donate money.
Hey, Avo, don't be hating because you
He
think
lying, bro. He's
still door
I've been
dashing,
saving
man.
since I was 16.
Some people save,
Stop
bro.
the cap, bro. Stop
Bro.
the cap.
Hey,
So,
hold
Avo,
on.
you saying the
But
black
driving
man
a
can't?
cab or whatever.
Avo, you saying the
doesn't
black
have a
man
black-
can't save money?
He has a non-FBA hairline. Go back to that
So
hairline.
that made
That's
me
a
make me
non-FBA.
think he
so
really
hold on,
had it.
back up. Let Av. So you saying he ain't black American? I was gonna say he black. I don't care if he is or not. All I'm saying is that I believe in the story, and even if I don't, it's a scenario-based conversation. What would you do, Advo, if you say $250,000 and your wife took that money and paid back? And say after, hold on. I'm gonna ask you, what would you do if your wife took $250,000 to pay back her student loans you've been saving since 16? And after you give me your short and compact answer, I'm gonna pass it to Tay before we go to the last topic and wrap up the show.
What would you do if your wife took that DoorDash? You done saved $250,000
The DoorDash life savings. Nah, Avo got about 100,000 in DoorDash savings, so y'all be tripping. That nigga got about to get retirement from DoorDash.
I would definitely like pay like one of those, like I'll pay a guy to basically make her fall in love with him, and then eventually I'll put $1 million life insurance on my wife, because I'm thinking this through. Like, this is not just I'm gonna kill you, because no, I don't want to live in jail. So then later on, she's gonna like fall off a cliff. She's gonna go to a third world. She's gonna go to Tulum. And when she's diving in that, she's gonna hit a rock, and and that's gonna be the after party 2 years later when
we're gonna make sure. We're gonna make sure somebody else is in Tulum off coincidence while she's there.
I'm just saying. Oh, she disappeared? Don't tell me that.
Hey, we're gonna make sure we buy multiple. We're it's a Tulum group trip, and I bought multiple tickets for her friends to go. We're gonna just make sure.
Like all the girlfriends. Like
she didn't go. She didn't. It wasn't a solo trip to Tulum,
bro. That would never happen to me. If I had it, she wouldn't have access.
Listen,
there's better ways.
Tay, go ahead. Cause see, the owners before Tay goes, you can't comment on the conversation. And your comment is, see, I would never do it in the first place. We're past that. You did it. What would you do? That's the point.
Oh, I did it. What would I do?
That adds the value to your perspective.
Is she trying to leave me?
It's not about she tried to leave you. She did it. That adds the value of what would you do. Because see, just saying, oh, I wouldn't have put it on my account anyways, disqualifies what you actually would do.
He did
if you put yourself in a situation.
If what he's saying is true,
right?
If he got access to everything that hit her W-14 or I-40 or whatever.
Also, J-Dub, what banks give you $250,000? What bank can you walk to and they're gonna give you bang?
But nobody gave him $250,000. He saved it.
No, but I'm saying though, her name was already had to be on the account for them to be like, okay, you got authorization.
Put life insurance.
Hold on.
I wouldn't kill my wife.
Well, hold on, Ava. Hold on, because Ava, we got your answer. J Doug, you saying that in the event you did the same thing, what he did was the best course of action. Yeah. That's your answer, right? Okay, so Tay, what's your answer?
Well, I'm gonna recoup all that money. I'm gonna act like nothing is wrong. I'm gonna be hella chill about it. I'm gonna get all my money back. Then I'm gonna divorce her. Then I'm gonna fuck her sister, her aunt, and her mama, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Tay, can I ask you a question before I move on? Do you truly believe in your heart of hearts that a white woman would take $250,000 from you?
All day.
I think there's a high possibility, but I think that I've been fucking with white women so long.
Hold on, Avo, chill out.
White women are the best.
Avo, relax. Look at you
Yeah,
tap
that's
dancing.
a white
Yeah,
woman right
chill
now
out,
with him.
chill out,
That's,
Avo, because I
that's
got
a
something
white
else to
woman
say.
in
No,
a
no, no,
tent
no, no,
right now
because
in front of me.
I gotta say
That's a
something
white
else.
woman
Look
I
at
gotta say
Avo
something
for the
else.
white woman. Look
I
at
said,
Avo.
and
in
I
a tent.
said,
In a
Take a good look.
Slow down, Avo.
Slow down. Damn, man.
Avo, I
Go
said
ahead,
there's a
Tay.
high possibility, period. But I feel like the white women I be fucking with, it's a very low chance. Now, I'm gonna also say, Avo, the way you was coming at the nigga that made the video, like that, and then also what you said about Tyrese, I kind of think you got something against dark skinned niggas, and I kind of want to hear about that.
He got something he want from dark skinned nigga, but hey, Tay,
Yo.
Tay, I'm be real with you, bro. Real quick,
maybe.
Avo, Tay. Them white women is the first ones that go up in your shit because guess what? All she gotta go, her name ain't even gotta be on the account, Tay. White women go in there and say, "Hey, I'm white. I've been sucking this nigga dick, and I need to get to his money." And ain't no bank teller in this world that's finna stop her, bro. Stop it.
Hey, J Doug. Most of the white women I fuck with got that money already, so they don't even need it from me.
Working with the Jonathan Majors to wrap up the show, don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so Tay,
but what if he got something to say? He acting crazy.
Yeah, Tay, I wanted to get your answer because I don't want to move on without getting your answer. What would you do if a woman you married? Because what would you do if a woman you married took $250,000 from the account, wiped your account clean for the money you were saving since you were 16? Now I'm gonna say this before I continue. I'm not, all I'm gonna say is this. I don't believe Tay looking in his account, seeing that all that money is gone, whatever answer he's about to give you, I might just call cap, but I'm gonna let Tay continue. If he look in his bank and see that shit was gone, whatever this nigga about to say, if it ain't what I think he's gonna say, I'm gonna let him ride. I'm gonna text him but go ahead, Tay.
Bruh, I'm telling you, I'm literally recouping it from her. I'm taking all the money for her. I'm acting like everything's straight. I'm acting like everything's cool. Everything is fine. Then I'm gonna divorce her. And I'm gonna fuck all the women in her family. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. I agree with that.
Because if I act up, John, you know me. If I act up,
I already know. Tay,
you already know what's gonna happen.
Hey, we've been too far in the game. If that was gonna be what was gonna do it, niggas would have did it by now.
Exactly. But and fact, you already know. Listen, we niggas. You already know. If I trip in any sort of way, it's over, nigga. I'm under the jailhouse, nigga. I'm done. Her mama, her daddy, they all coming after my ass. They fucking me up. I'm dead. I'm done. My career's done. I'm gone. So, yeah, I'm gonna be able to stay calm, but I'm gonna get my money back.
Nah, hey, I'm right with you, dog. I'm right with you. And for this topic, we're gonna wrap up the show, the Jonathan Majors topic, and I'm kind of happy that we took this to the end of the show because we maintained the audience. The views have been over 30 this whole time. Make sure the likes reflect the viewers. We had a lot of people come in tonight, and I think that's dope. And the Jonathan Majors situation has been a big topic over the weekend in social media. But for, like I said, for the fact we've been able to entertain the audience for 2 hours before we even got on this topic, just shows the appreciation that I have for you guys for continuing to watch the program. Jonathan Majors, over the weekend, it looked like he choked out his Caucasian girlfriend in public somewhere in New York, and social media and a bunch of the zesty black men and angry black women, along with the white power structure, were piling on him and making their own narratives and think pieces. And allegedly, his attorney expects his assault harassment charges to be dropped following recent arraignment, which the victim or the suspected victim has came out and recanted her statement, saying that this did not happen. And also, he was the initiator that called the police and filed the complaint first. So that said, it sounds like he did go through the proper channels to protect himself from this irate Caucasian woman, and he still, as a black man, ended up going to jail and smearing his reputation because he's a black man at the end of the day, and it was a white woman. And this is a situation right now that is way more complex than what it is, and it's only going silent because he was proven innocent. And instead of us having a deeper conversation on how us as black men can be framed in any situation with a woman, let alone a white woman, and how we can get off. And even if we're innocent, the damage is already done. That needs to be the conversation. But having that conversation would hold the people who were piling on him over the weekend accountable for a premature conviction of something that hasn't even went through the court process yet. But because the majority has been proven wrong over the weekend, this case has been silent. People, when they're loud and wrong, they go on mute. And not only do I want to discuss having these types of girlfriends in high prominent areas, I also want to discuss how certain points when there is a domestic case or a dispute or a story, it's hard for us to wipe over the admission of guilt or wipe over the face of guilt, even if we are innocent. Anybody have a comment on that? Go ahead.
You ain't lying. I mean, I co-sign and agree with everything you just said. It's unfortunate the way it happened. I feel like a lot of people think that, I mean, I've been reading a lot about it. I saw a lot of people thought that she got paid off.
I believe Disney dropped the bag. Come on, man. He about to be in the next 5 Marvel films. Disney, hey, listen, man. The bag got dropped. She recanted the statement, man. Listen, Mickey Mouse got long pockets, okay? Now you may see Jonathan Majors in the role where he got a dress doing a twirl pretty soon. But, that's the price you got to pay in Hollywood. We're going to pay, the publicist. You're going to, drop the bag off, make sure the witness don't know what happened, make sure they recant their statement. But you owe us one, Jonathan Majors. So next time we see you in a compromising position, just remember that you owed us one.
We owe your freedom.
Even if she lied. If your publicist, if the media cycle, if we flip the story that this was cap, even if you got your reputation stained, now you owe us one. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes people can set you up and frame you just to have you in a pocket.
I'm gonna put you on some real shit, bro. And I'm gonna throw you a curveball.
Go ahead.
Sometimes Hollywood will put these white women around you, put you in a compromising situation, and when you got them by the balls in contract and negotiations, they'll throw this white woman on you to say, yo, they'll just have her coming in acting crazy one night. You don't know why she acting crazy. Call the police, smear your name in the media, and guess what? You doing the next Walls films for $500,000 or maybe less than that. You happy just to be
like I said, they don't see the race angle in here. My thing is, it's not really. My thing is this. It's bigger than a race angle. My situation is this. As a Jonathan Majors as a type, okay, the chick you're with, seeing some chick in your phone, whatever that happened, bro.
That's bullshit.
Whatever happened, you need to get away from that woman. Like, I think as a man, you live long enough, you're going to be in a situation with women where it's a fork in the road, where this is going to be a domestic violence incident, or I'm going to defuse it or get the fuck out of Dodge.
Or you might be with a woman, they might see you with a woman, they'll catch you one of them Hollywood agents or somebody who work for the studio and catch your woman out of pocket and just be like, yo, we need you to tell us what Jonathan's talking about, what he's saying about the company. We're gonna pay you $100,000 just for you to come back and tell us information on him.
Well, question. Was this contract already negotiated for the next?
Yeah, he's already in the Marvel films. Like, he's like, the Marvel films kind of been rolling out. Like, I think he was in Ant-Man, and his character like turns into different people. So in every Marvel movie, pretty much, and even some of the TV shows, he's going to be incorporated now. So he's like an employee.
But y'all don't never know cause and contract. Cause can say do something
no, listen,
that
Star,
takes your image. We could,
and you're right, because you know what? Star brought up a good point, because Star kept asking on yesterday's episode, has Jonathan Majors shot any of the Marvel scenes yet that he's projected to be in? And that was a major point, because if they have shot, they have to recast and reshoot the scene, which is the budget. If they haven't, then they can just go ahead and scrap them. So that does play in that is an element and a variable to his contract, if they're going to let him go or not. But what I've heard is they haven't started it, but they're not going to let him go. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
So I've been following the Jonathan Majors, and I watched Star. He did a great job talking about it. But I didn't know that he called the police. I didn't know he was the one that called the police himself. And that kind of changes my whole narrative, because I feel like, look, he was becoming one of those, like, if you go back to when he first started acting, he was a very skinny, scrawny looking person, you know. And now he's known for being in the Marvel movies and being like, you know, looking like Wakanda, like, you know, the specimen of a person, right? Strong and whatever. So I think that it will fit the criteria if you the Chris Benoit criteria, you know, like you use too you use too much steroids and you bug out. It's gonna be that moment that you're gonna burst out. But then today, I started looking at the narrative, and one thing I always look at with Rory and Mo, you know, Rory and Mo always go viral when it comes to shitting on a black man. Granted, some people like Trey Songz, they're guilty of doing crazy shit. But it's always Rory and Mo talking about black men and literally throwing stones. So when it's coming from Rory and Mo, I know that it's a PR, like it's PR. You know, it's just there's money being pushed right now. There's probably like $250,000 being pushed on the narrative on like let's do whatever we can to kind of kill his character, because again, he's already being seen as, okay, he does date white women, but the sisters love him. In the Oscars, he gave the nod to Angela Bassett for not getting the award. So I do understand that, like Hollywood, like you guys said, they compromise you. I'm gonna finish on with this. No matter how much good Kobe did at the end of his career, he even tried to change his number, run away from the 8 and turn into 24. No matter how much he became he died being a good father. The first thing the industry push was, and with a black woman, with
Gayle King.
Oprah's girlfriend.
Gayle King when she was talking to Lisa Leslie.
Yeah,
Lisa Leslie had the G checker. Lisa Leslie had the G checker.
Buried yet, and he was pushing that narrative with his best friend, asking Lisa, like, have you ever seen Kobe doing this particular things? So it's that thing that, like, hey man, we're gonna have something on you regardless of anything. So and I'm just leaving it on that. Like, they will try to damage your, you know, they'll build you up to just leave you on the top and then just let you, you know.
And I think you actually compounded my point that I was making. That's why, yeah, you're really cooking tonight, because that was a great point. Because that's what I was saying. I'm like, they can even frame you and then come in a position as a savior just to pull the "I owe you one" trick on us. So anytime we pull your collar, you gotta.
That's what I'm saying.
Do. So we're all saying the same thing.
But I'm saying it in the way
we're just looking at it from different angles.
They can lower your pay like that.
That's
like,
J Doug. That's what I'm saying.
You
that's
for
what I'm saying.
Doing what you've been doing. So I don't think he did. I don't think, bro.
And Tay, go ahead. Hold on.
I don't think
I'm gonna give it to Tay. Go ahead.
I don't think niggas this stupid no more, bro. If you that dumb to hit a white woman, I put your hands on a white woman in 2023. It's like, bro, like, come on, bro. You like, especially when you know you got that type of opportunity, bro. Like, I don't believe that man gonna work that hard to
throw it all away, choking out some white woman over text messages. Go ahead, Tay.
Yeah, I agree with J Doug on the contract negotiation. That's kind of like what I was like alluding to, but also at the same time, they could have plans to like push his character out, or they have somebody else they want to fill in for his character, and they're not going to be able to just rip it away. Like, what are they going to do? You know, just be like, we don't want him anymore. Like, no, they got to set it up for people not to want him to, you know, be in the Marvel movies or anything anymore. So they probably know they got a bag they're gonna have to pay, and they set him up perfectly to where they can.
But it feels like Isaiah Washington. Y'all remember when Isaiah Washington called out that cast member for being LGBT, and then we never saw Isaiah Washington ever again? So they go to do like him, like.
So it's like what they did, like the Draymond Green. They said they released that videotape of Draymond Green punching your boy to lower the contract.
Yeah. Was it Jordan Poole? No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when he went to contract negotiation, that video was leaked by the organization. You know what I mean? They would do stuff like that just to lower your price. Now everybody can get Jonathan Major half price. And this nigga finna be playing like Kobe did when he came back from the rape charge. He finna just be putting up 81 points the dumb way.
And don't forget that Chadwick Boseman just died. So they like there is a missing black guy. There is like they lost Will Smith. What is the most prominent like as Denzel Washington swashed. Let's give it
Michael
up.
B.
Like,
Jordan. Michael B. Jordan is the most
Right,
prominent.
right. But what you're saying is like, in a way, like Damson isn't like, he's good, but he's more of like a TV. He's not a silver screen yet. He hasn't really been in movies. He's more of a TV show actor.
let me just give you one point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna give you one point. If you're gonna put somebody that didn't graduate from high school in America, you should not be representing like black men. Because when you represent black men in America, you represent black men in the world. So I feel like
Know why you can't say that? You know why you can't say that? Because I even got a clip where I don't want to even play it right now because we're about to wrap up the show. But if I did play it, it is literally a woman going over statistics of teachers neglecting black males in public and private schools from kindergarten to 12th grade. Like, and if you talk to any black male, unless you were self-motivated or your parents actually gave a fuck about your education, your teachers pretty much sabotaged and neglected your learning curve and your learning abilities all through schools, if not discouraged you anytime you showed a light of being able to retain information on a high levels. Unless you were really like a brainiac or like your parents really gave a fuck about your education, you were dropped off in the school system. So when Star tells you he's a high school graduate, but he's done very well for himself, that's not an accident. There's a bunch of high school dropouts or people who barely got a GED or a high school diploma that have been 6-7 figure earners, especially black men, because what you got to understand as a black man is one of the first mistakes you would make is letting the public school dictate the level of intellect that you believe that you have.
And don't get the shit twisted either, because being that we're survivors and we are neglected from jump, we learn at a different pace and we understand way more than what books can teach niggas. Like, that's real street cred and street knowledge, in my opinion. You know, we can get it out the mud. We ain't got to be taught. We're self-taught, you know, type shit. So, like, fuck a college degree. I'm out here making what I make without it, and I'm out here sitting in boardrooms with white people on national calls telling them what music is hot, telling them how much we need to be paying, how much we're going to make off these tours, all without a college education. So, fuck
yeah,
that.
but we do need the education because they make the money off of us being ignorant. So they got the money off the stock.
And you're right.
market.
We do need education, but one thing that, like I said, is not even just a black is a black male educational experience that our brains don't get nurtured the same way everybody else's, especially
But that's
women.
our parents' fault.
It's not only our parents' fault, but what I'm saying
That's
is this.
only the parents' fault. Bro.
But what I'm saying is this. Me, Tay, a lot of us didn't realize how smart we actually were until after high school, when we had to get a job somewhere and you had to retain information and you weren't going to be employed just because, like, it wasn't like school. School was like, regardless of your grades, you're going to be there regardless. The state has to keep you there. A job is like, if you don't force feed yourself to apply this information that we're going to feed you at a fast pace, we're not going to keep you employed. So a lot of us, that stress test alone was a make or break to prove, okay, we're competent, we can learn. Okay, they're promoting me. Okay, I'm smart, I can lead people. Why didn't any of my teachers the last 12 years from 5 to 18 ever see any of these characteristics to push me or groom me in the way that these jobs have off of necessity more than actual will to educate me as a student? Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
Why is a job at McDonald's giving me more empowerment in the last 3 months than my teachers did in the first 12 years of my education?
Yep.
Because the school to prison pipeline. That's a whole nother show, man. It's
saying that deep. Is this just because you didn't graduate with a high school diploma or you maybe dropped out does not reflect your intellect, especially as a black man. As a black man, if you told whatever education that you dropped off at does not put in my mind that your intellect is any lower than a nigga who graduated from a master's degree, because I sat in training classes with people who had a master's degree from Florida State or FAMU, and that nigga ain't no more smarter than me. He just decided to go to school while I decided to do what the fuck I did, and we in the same training class.
But I would say this, and I would say the only thing I noticed a difference in is the two is when people go do the whole process like that is the discipline. You can't. It's hard to get that discipline as an independent.
Yeah. So before I wrap up the show, I want to say this. One of the comments was it's FPJ versus Joe Budden. I got FPJ. Listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. Hey, if Joe Budden got any spots, any jobs, he trying to put some young niggas on his platform, I'm always down to sign to the JBP network. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with Joe Budden, like I said. You know, that's one of the goats in the game, and you know what I'm saying, salute him and salute what he's been doing. I low key want to resubscribe to the Patreon because they be having a lot of good topics that like in the show, and it's kind of a good advertising about, oh, save for the Patreon. It's like I kind of want to know what y'all be talking about. But
Man,
wrap it up.
salute to Joe, man. He got a
Salute
better.
to Joe Tay. You got anything? Anything you want to talk about? Because I'm gonna hit you up on the back end because you hit me up, so I'm gonna hit you up on the back end. Yeah. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to promote? Anything you want to talk about before we sign off on this episode?
I just want to say I appreciate you and J Doug both. Tonight's episode was fire. I always fuck with y'all's perspective, and everybody needs to like, subscribe, and comment. All that good shit. The new studio is fire too.
I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna holler at you, bro. I can't wait till you come back in town, man. We gonna got
April and slide for Drake in 21. You already know what it is.
Yeah, hey. I gotta tap in with you on that because I gotta line that up. But I'm gonna holler at you, man. You have a great night, bro. I'm gonna text you, bro.
You too, homie. Later.
Yo. All right, man. This is episode 64, right?
40.
I
mean 64.
Oh god damn, nigga.
64.
I'm taking this back 24 episodes.
Man,
all
tired,
that Kobe
man.
talk got you on. Hey man, this is Facts Podcast episode 64 in the new studio, in the new digs. Man, we got a camera, we got lights, camera action. It was great. It was dope. Sue to Avo. I think this was probably his best call in since we started.
Yeah, to get at him first because you came in a little arrogant.
And I had to explain to Avo, like, bro, you got to embrace whatever false narratives are created about you. You got to embrace because that adds to your character. So I think once Avo the more he kind of understands the dynamics of how we interact with each other, I think the better he can fit in because he's trying to do the right thing. He just doesn't know some of the nuances. Mm-hmm. And once we kind of tell him like, okay, you may be taking this the wrong way, understand like niggas giving you props. You know what I'm saying? He don't be understanding some like the dry humor and double entendre. Like a nigga be dead serious, but give you props. They can be hating and bigging you up at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Once he kind of understands that at capacity, he'll be where he'll be doing exactly what he needs to do. But salute Avo, salute my dog Tay who tapped in, salute J Doug again. You know what I'm saying? Live and On Point Network. You know what I'm saying? It's the network we're at. Is what we support. Another episode, Perspectives Facts Podcast. Hit like button, hit subscribe button. Now you see studio. Now where we're at. We're back. We found a home. The clips and the reels, the shorts, everything is going to be rolling starting tomorrow. We'll be doing, like I said, 5 videos, 5 shorts. We're going to be hitting you guys crazy. I'm going to be flooding your timeline, hitting your algorithm like crazy start tomorrow. So get used to it. We're back on track, man. Perspective Facts Podcast, episode 64. You guys have a great night. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe, man.
We's out of here.
Peace.